Thank you for listening to this episode of Two's Company, Three's a Podcast. Throughout the episode, you may hear unwanted crackling and reverberation in the audio. This is due to a hardware issue while recording, which we didn't notice until listening back to the final export. I have worked very hard to fix as many of the audio issues as I possibly could, but due to how bad it was, a lot of the issues still remain. So please, sit back, relax, try your best to ignore these issues, and enjoy lucky episode 13.
Are we pushing through again like last week, just non-stop?
We can give it a crack.
Yeah.
I've just pressed go.
Oh,
so
you have?
Yeah, we'll see how we go.
On the way over here,
Yeah.
I had one of those incredibly lucky moments at the petrol station.
Yeah.
Put $20 in, and you see it tick 17, 18, 19, and then you just like let go of the trigger.
Oh, yeah.
20 on the dot.
Oh, bam.
Powerball's
yeah, absolutely.
Powerball's 110 million this week, so I'm not gonna buy myself a lottery ticket.
Taylor asked me yesterday, hey, do you want to go on the Powerball this week? And she asks me every week.
Yeah.
And my response this week was, yeah, but only if we win it. She's gone, well,
so
it's not about... I was like, yeah, no, that was the joke.
Well, Taylor, if you're listening, pressure's on.
Pressure's on.
Wedding's on the line here. Whether or not he's ever going to trust you again.
Whether it's a good wedding or an average wedding. Yeah, cool.
Yeah. Nobody puts baby in a corner. Dirty Dancing, 1987. Yeah.
Very good. Welcome back to Two's Company, Three's a Podcast, or better known as TCTP, because I've had quite a few comments where people have been like, well, why is it still called Two's Company, Three's a Podcast with 32 years? It's like, well, we made all of these different social media accounts and things like that with the name, and now we can't revert it.
Because you, the listener, are the third member.
Very good, Mitch.
Yes,
excellent.
It's Two's Company, and you're the podcast.
You're the podcast,
Yeah,
and
see?
we love you.
We're
all the same.
smooth. Mhm.
Yeah, smooth as my tawny port I'm sipping down.
I still think you should have grabbed the bottle, man.
Oh, it's in the kitchen.
I'll happily carry the conversation for a few minutes if you want to go and grab the bottle.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I can't wait for you to listen back to this. So, welcome back to the podcast, lady. There goes his fucking pop filter. So, ladies and gentlemen, Dylan is out of the room and I'm left alone here, left to my own devices. Welcome back to KBS, your hit radio station. That's a callback to episode, I think, I don't know, 8 or 9. Anyway, my name, I didn't have a clever name. I didn't have a clever name for when he said, oh, welcome back to the podcast. My name's Dylan, along with my co-host. I didn't have a name. I'm going to say, no, nothing's coming to me. I've used Bop. I've used Night Shyamalan.
Shamalama ding dong.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Hey, there we go. Yeah.
Run, Gordon.
All right. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Yeah. No, you're right. I was trying to rehearse a name, but I can't think of one. So
My name is Dilbo Baggins, along with my co-host.
Eminem.
What?
I don't know.
That was worse.
I told the people it was going to be improv. I fucked it up. That was terrible.
Yeah,
I'll have a good one.
We're not comedians.
No, far from it. Oh god, we're barely even podcasters.
Yeah, lucky 13. Yeah,
I know. I didn't think we'd make it this far, honestly.
Oh well, thanks, man. Appreciate it.
Nah, I had all the faith in the world. We good.
We're good.
Yeah.
How nice is this room now? I've
I
cleaned
know.
it out.
It smells so bleachy.
Yeah, well, that's that
Antibac.
Yeah,
nice.
I had a quick sniff of the microphone when I was setting up. I was like, wow, I should really clean this thing. So I got that and I sprayed down the table as well, because we've been crook a few times
That's
in
right.
this little space
That's
recording.
So true. Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to expanding, not expanding, but like dolling up the room a little bit
Enhancing.
more and
Yeah.
making it into a bit of a studio, because as we've spoken in private, I'm going to be using my tax money to get myself the camera.
Yeah.
So we can actually get the YouTube page cooking.
Yeah, and I've got some cracker ideas for that. I'm fixing up my old laptop, so that
So
way...
do I. Well, I think
Yeah.
they're cracker ideas, but when I tell you, I just get like a okay or a thumbs up response, and I'm like, I can't tell if he hates it or whether he's
You can
just
tell
old.
me now and get a genuine reaction on air.
Oh no! See, no, because when I say them out loud, I'm like, these are such shit ideas.
These are
But I'll
silly.
tell Dylan, and he'll love them.
Well,
No, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
We won't
That's
spoil
a private
anything.
business meeting, mate.
very good.
Come on.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, ripping into some news. I've got a few
Yeah.
things based on movies, a few things based on games. Not too many
Good.
on games.
Good.
I'm not really sure how far those things can carry, because there's a lot of game news out, but there's a lot of it I don't give a fuck about.
Yeah. No,
One of the
that's fair.
things though that really did catch my attention, you're obviously familiar with the band Iron Maiden.
Of course.
There's a
Bruce Dickinson.
Bruce Dickinson. Yes, so obviously, massively popular metal band from the 80s up until
Yes.
now.
Yes.
There was a first-person shooter game released by like an indie developer recently called Iron Maiden. So, not Iron, Ion. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And everyone's gone, well, this looks cool. It's obviously, they're fans of like the previous heavy metal genres and it's a fast action
course.
shooter. Like,
Yeah.
they're all based on heavy metal in some form or another. The company that made the game had a massive lawsuit against them from the band Iron Maiden because of
really?
the fucking name.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Now, this happened a little while ago, but
Yeah.
the reason I'm bringing this up now is because rather than obviously trying to fight it and pay it and whatever else,
Yeah.
because the tiny little game studio against like one of the biggest bands on the planet.
They have their own fucking plane, man. It's
Yeah,
fucking
several.
glorious.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, they changed the name to Iron Fury.
Okay.
That works.
Yeah,
I think it's
no,
fine.
why not?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like dicks.
I love it. I love it how we were just saying we're a podcast with like 180 odd likes on Facebook. Like we're not
Yeah.
that big. We just said we couldn't be fucked changing our name because we're like, too much effort. A company has just gone and done that and just completely erased their history, basically.
Yeah.
For the sake of avoiding a lawsuit, and we're like, can't be bothered.
Fuck it.
Too much work. Yeah, you're the podcast people. You are.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a great excuse for now. Yeah.
No, exactly. May as well. Yep.
But yeah, like everybody, I remember seeing the comments on
Mm-hmm.
Facebook going like, "Oh, the band's are fucking assholes, wankers, dickheads." And
Yeah.
It's like, it's probably not the band members; it's probably the business behind it. But at the same time,
Yeah,
like,
that's right. It's probably the record label, honestly, that would have been like,
Whoever
oi,
that
oi,
is.
oi, oi, stop.
Yeah.
No.
Like-
no.
anybody who does that in
Mm.
this day and age, it's like, yeah, we get where the name came from. Stop being a dick about it. It's not like you're not in competition.
No, completely different industries.
Yeah,
Like,
like-
music versus gaming, very different.
Yeah.
Like, nah.
If every like first person shooter game was to be sued by like a band or whatever,
Do you
like
think this would have just been a case of like Iron Maiden being like, we haven't been in the news lately because,
Well,
we're
that's-
just kind of Iron Maiden,
that was the other thing, like
Yeah.
they're not at the forefront of the industry as such,
no, that's right.
popularity wise. I mean, they're still massive.
Yeah, no,
But
and they'll
I
always have
definitely
a
get that.
following. They're never going to be short of a quid, that's for sure. But at the same time, why the fuck would you bother?
Yeah.
Just leave them alone.
That's right. They're
Come
tiny.
on.
Just let them have their fun.
Let them have their pun.
Oh, yeah.
What the, oh my god, get some more tawny into it. Is it
well,
tawny?
Yes.
Tawny
you know
port? Is
you
it
know
port?
why? Do you know why it's called tawny? And I learnt this on the day that I bought this. Apparently, they're not allowed to be called port anymore.
Oh.
Because it's because of the color. The color is tawny, and
Oh.
it's not made in Portugal. Because it's
Wait, so port is called port because it's made from Portugal. Made in Portugal.
along that lines. Yeah, it was quite a while ago that I bought this. I only cracked it tonight.
Right.
But yeah, because it's from I'm pretty sure it's Portugal. I can't think of any other country that starts with the word port.
I know of plenty of short people that aren't from Shortland.
Yes.
Leave me. We're not comedians.
Yeah.
Well, you just said port, Portugal. Yeah.
But yeah, so they have to call it tawny because that's the color of it, and they're no longer allowed to call it port.
There you go.
But, I remember, so this is from McGuigan's Wineries up at the Hunter Valley in Newcastle.
Hey, this isn't an ad.
This
Stop.
is not an ad,
They did
no.
not pay for airtime.
No, I had to pay for this bottle, but I do not regret it. It's fucking delicious.
Okay, well, you keep getting on it, and I've got my fucking
You got your,
mega Slurpee from 7-Eleven.
how many litres do you reckon is in that fucking thing?
Oh, at least 1.5. I hope.
How much of that do you reckon is sugar in comparison to ice?
Oh, at least 1.5.
It's probably at least 1.5
yeah.
volumes of sugar in comparison to liquid. That's probably the same for my bottle of
It's
wine.
probably
anyway.
150% sugar, honestly.
Yeah.
I don't know what that container's made of.
But yeah,
Alright.
regarding
No, well-
sort of game news, the other thing that I have that probably you don't really care about either is obviously you got to be familiar with the Nintendo Switch.
Of course.
Have
Oh,
you
yes,
seen
I
the
did hear
announcement?
about the new console.
Yeah, well, it's the Nintendo Switch Lite. It's just
Yeah.
a smaller version of
It doesn't have the detachable controllers.
screen and controllers. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not compatible with the TV.
That's right.
So it's purely a portable gaming system.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So obviously
okay.
Nintendo for a long fucking time have been at the forefront of like handheld gaming.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
Mobile gaming can suck a dick. I fucking hate it. It's terrible.
No, that's fair.
Yeah.
But at the same time, though, if anyone's going to bring out a console for the kids to play in the back of the car kind of thing, and like, while you're
Nintendo
sitting on
is
the
the
edge of
way
the
to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, we grew up with Game Boys, man.
I still have mine.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
I've
works
still got
fine.
my
Game Boy
colours
Color,
as well.
1997. Yep,
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's fair enough.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm not going to get one.
I won't buy it either.
No.
Yeah, see, the
No.
reason I'm not going to buy it is because if I feel like buying a Nintendo Switch, I'll just buy the regular one because it's like, it's
Okay.
not even that much smaller for starters,
Yeah.
and you can buy a case for it.
Oh, there you go.
So
Yeah,
just
why
hook it
not?
up to a TV or don't. You
Yeah.
know, like it doesn't really matter.
I'd probably buy.
If this thing could fold,
Yeah.
you
God.
know,
Didn't Samsung just try the foldable fucking smartphone and they fucked it up
and
big time?
completely fucked it.
Yeah, they were. It was fucking terrible. So
Yeah.
yeah. I'd probably end up buying a Google Stadia before I buy one of these Switches.
Yeah, because you can literally play that on your phone.
Exactly.
With a controller.
That's right.
if it works.
Yeah, there's a big if there, but
Yeah.
no.
But you didn't even know about Stadia until I brought it up. So now, are you keen on it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right,
No,
cool.
I'll probably. It depends on the price, obviously.
If it has Fortnite.
It will.
Yeah, of course.
Cross-platform, baby.
Yeah.
Speaking of Fortnite, man, season 10 starts like on Friday.
You know, I've only played Fortnite. Wait.
Oh,
Once.
oh my god, just stop. Stop. I got my second ever solo win like 2 days ago. Yeah, man. I did.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
How
I
long
was so stoked.
Were you streaming at the time?
No.
Oh, man.
I know. I haven't streamed in forever.
Yeah.
Twitch.tv/notverygood_tbh. Yeah, I
neither
haven't
have
streamed
I.
in forever, man. Yeah.
I've been too busy playing Rage 2, so like I can't talk to anybody else. It's not a multiplayer game. I'm sitting there just by myself. So my little face in the corner just being like gaming and it wouldn't be fun at all. But on
You just made it sound so appealing.
yes, do that in '93. You'll look it up. But yeah, with like Fortnite, I haven't played it since like the beginning of season 9 because I just
That's right. Yeah, I got you into it for about a week,
yeah.
I think.
I
And
still enjoy it. I can
Yeah.
still say that you converted me.
no, yeah.
Like Taylor's little brother, like he's just
Yes, he's-
turned 8, I think.
Yeah.
And he's finally got it for a week. You know,
for a week.
he's only 8. You know, his parents are a bit like, you shouldn't be playing those sort of games online as well. You know, like
Oh, wait. So he's had it for a week.
he's had it for a
Oh,
week.
okay. I
Yeah.
thought you said he got it for a week, and I was like, "What? As like a gift, you can play it for a week,
No,
son."
I think he's
Okay.
actually like, what did I just say? He's only just got it. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
and I got him on to actually play like because he was playing like the team one where
Yeah,
you can
I
respawn.
saw
I was
you
like, you're not playing it right, man. You got to. He's like, oh, the hard version. I was like, no, the normal.
the
that's-
hard version.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
It's
I've
like
got
if you want to learn, if you want to like Fortnite, you got to play with the big boys. So
you got to die 16,000 times off drop.
funny you say that.
Hmm.
His first game, he got like 17th place and got 2 kills.
Man,
I'm sitting there just
on.
like, here I am telling him what to do. I don't have a fucking idea in comparison to him. He's better than me. at it.
yeah, I just got my second solo win with 2 kills. Like,
Yeah.
both of my solo wins have come with 2 kills. But here's the kicker: I've played 730 fucking solos. That's how bad I am. But I have improved my KD from 0.3 before season 8 to 0.6 now.
Oh yeah, very good.
Yeah, boy.
Numbers and stats and stuff. Very good.
Exactly, mathematicians here.
Speaking of numbers and stats,
Oh, segue.
well, not really. It's kind of still Fortnite related. Do you hear about that
Oh.
kid who's like playing 10 hours of Fortnite a day streaming, raising money for his old man's cancer treatment?
Fuck no, I haven't, and fuck,
Yeah.
I want to go and follow him.
Yeah. So
Holy
he's
crap.
a young kid. I don't know. Can't remember how old he's. About 10 or 11.
Yeah.
And he's in Canada, I believe. I thought it was US, but it's actually Canada. But he's raising money for his old man's cancer treatment. Now, I was reading an article before recording because I wanted to talk about it. Pretty horrible thing, rectal cancer of all things. So the bloke can barely fucking sit down.
All cancer's fucked.
All cancer's fucked. Yeah, but yeah, he's raising money for the
Wow.
treatment by doing that, and people are going, "Bravo, it's fucking working." You know, like
No,
this,
that's right.
This kid can't go out and do a paper route. That's not going to earn him enough.
No.
So he's jumped on the stream and he's
That's-
told everybody about it, and he's raised a few grand for it so
That's
far.
amazing. He would have raised a lot more by now. Like, let's be honest.
I
If
would
you've
think
heard
so,
about
yeah.
it in Newcastle, New South Wales, Australia,
Yeah,
it's definitely spread to the point where the big streamers would have caught on to it.
Yeah,
They'll
absolutely.
give him a few top Ds. Donations. top D is
Young
a
child,
Twitch term.
top
No,
Ds.
shut up. God damn it. Oh,
but yeah, you know, like that
Yeah.
sort of thing wouldn't happen in Australia because, not to get political,
here we go.
you know, we have Medicare.
Exactly. I was like, where's he going? Is this going to be an internet joke or what?
No,
But
it's a legitimate problem.
it's like that.
amongst the
there's
planet.
there's a Family Guy cutaway from like 8 years ago where it's like Breaking Bad in Canada, and he's
Yeah.
like, "I'm sorry, Mr. White, you have cancer," and he's like, "How am I going to pay for it?" And they're like, "No, that's all right. We'll start treatment tomorrow. Don't worry about paying." It's like
yeah.
the end.
Whole
Like, it
thing
was
would have
Breaking
been
Bad in Canada
solved.
is over in like a minute.
Yeah.
You know, like yeah.
Yeah. So whether it was for the treatment or just to
Well-
look after him and like abide by the bills and things like that instead of like actual medical bills.
Yeah.
If it was in America, you know, they'd be fucked.
Yeah, that's
But,
right, exactly.
you know,
but No, that's really awesome, man. And I'll try and find out the kid's name and give a shout out.
Oh, yes.
Just
Yeah,
'cause,
go for it.
But yeah.
Um,
Moving on.
My next bit of news. Are you familiar with the actor Rip Torn?
Yes.
Yes.
Jackass.
Jackass, what was
Wait, no. Fuck.
Oh, you're thinking
That's 2 weeks in a row I've fucked up that bad.
That's that guy who's at
I
the end
know.
of
I
the
can't remember
streamers.
that dude's name. Oh, the show's over.
Yeah, no,
Oh my
definitely
gosh.
not.
Yeah.
No,
No, Rip Torn. Oh, yeah. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
Yes,
Yeah.
Rip Torn.
Yes.
So I'm familiar with Rip Torn
Oh, wait.
from RoboCop 3. He was
Yeah.
but he's been in a lot of other movies. He died recently.
Oh, I knew it. As soon as I realized, I was like, oh, no.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. Oh, that's hard. That's not good.
Have you realized my pattern over the last 2 weeks? I'm trying to get all the sad shit out the way first.
Well, so far this episode we've talked about cancer again. An actor dying.
Yeah.
Well, actually, just yesterday it was the 2-year anniversary of George A. Romero passing.
Are you kidding?
Yeah. It's
Shout
already
out
been
to
2
one of the
years.
greatest horror movie writers
Basically,
of all time.
the pioneer of the zombie genre.
Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely.
Yeah, and Night of the Living Dead, the original in black and white. If you
It's
guys
a
can get
fucking
your hands
great
on that,
movie.
fucking watch it. Seriously, the plot twist at the end. Well, not really a plot twist, but like the ending to it. It was
Yeah.
one of the first I've seen of that kind. It was just brilliant.
Which one is it where the slimy dude comes out of the closet? Is that a colorized version, or is that like the sequel? So there's Night of the Living Dead, and then there's Return of
No, Dawn of the Dead.
no, there's before
Night
that.
of the Living Dead, Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, and then
No, I'm talking earlier than that. This is like one of the first colorized films of that nature. Like
it could have just been a colorized version of Night of the Living Dead.
could have been.
Yeah,
For all I
was
know, it
gonna
could have
say.
been. Yeah.
I'm sure he went
There's a
from Night
name
of the
for it.
Living
It's like
Dead to
slime
Dawn of
dude
the
or
Dead.
something. He comes out of the closet and he's all rotted away and he's teeth and his eyes are out. You know.
Oh,
Yeah,
right.
come on. Anyway, that's
Yes.
brilliant. Fucking
Yeah.
absolutely brilliant filmmaking from that era. Like,
It is absolutely so. Rip George A.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Cool. Did you know?
yeah. I was gonna say, I'm like, come on, dead air.
Did you know? So
Yeah.
a little bit of news about the upcoming Joker movie. So we've talked about this in the podcast.
Of
several
course,
times before.
Joaquin
Phoenix, and
Mhm.
directed and written
And the
by
trailer
Todd
looks
Phillips. I'm
great.
pretty sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Todd Phillips, The Hangover. Weird.
Yeah. Weird. But
Yep.
okay. So he's pissed off a lot of people this week by saying that this Joker movie isn't based on any previous comic books written about the character.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Completely
Cool.
original. I'm okay
Yeah,
with
that's
that.
right.
Yeah,
You know, like,
but-
why not?
No, exactly. I mean, why not give an origin story to a character that's actually fresh, not something that anybody can look up in a comic book and be like,
That's
oh
right.
yeah,
Or
it's
it's
gonna
not
do
too,
this.
it's
or-
too close to the comics, or it's not too
Yeah.
much like the comics. They've gone, well, people might be pissed off, but this is a completely original story.
See, I'm excited for it in the fact that it's completely out of the current universes. You know, like they're
they
doing
don't
this,
have to be connected.
They're doing the Suicide Squad and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
like Joker's been in a few, Suicide. Yeah. Anyway, and this one is completely removed from that.
Yeah,
I mean, Joaquin
absolutely.
Phoenix, he's clearly fucking like 40 in
Yeah,
the
he's not
movie.
gonna
I mean,
be-
you know, it's not like he's young Jared Leto kind of thing. You know, is it Leto or Leto? I've never known.
I always call
Yeah.
him Jared Leto. So,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We're
Well-
Australian. We don't say anything properly, apparently.
No, that's right. But at the same time, I mean, if it's Jared Leto, then the word Lego makes sense. Because
Ooh.
otherwise, it would be it would be Lego.
Well, people say tomato.
Oh, do people?
Yes.
Do people? Yeah.
Do people say
Alright.
tomato? You know, so I don't know, man. Like, it
I
doesn't
know.
really-
I'm like, where is
doesn't
this
matter.
going? This is terrible.
But yeah, like you're
Yeah.
okay with it. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm cool with it. Like
No,
that's the
that's
thing.
cool.
It doesn't have to connect to a wider
No.
universe.
No.
It can be its own thing. Why the fuck not?
I'm not going to be clamoring for during that movie being like, oh, where's fucking Batman? Where's fucking Penguin? Where's
Yeah.
fucking Riddler?
They've
Like,
made
you
it
know,
very
like,
clear
call it- Yeah.
that it's a Joker origin story
Exactly.
of its own.
Exactly. That's
But yeah.
fine. It's interesting enough of a character to sustain an entire movie. So
Yeah.
fuck yeah. If it's
Yeah.
original away from comics, I'm alright.
And Joaquin Phoenix is going to be great. You just know that because he's good in
Of
everything.
course he is. He's
Yeah.
a method actor, man. I can
Yeah.
imagine he would have lived the shit out of this character
Yeah.
during the filming.
Which is
A la Heath
not
Ledger.
exactly a good thing to do because every Joker previously, apart from Jack Nicholson, has done that,
Yeah.
and they've ended up worse for wear. So
Exactly.
hopefully he went easy on it.
Yeah. No, that's right. Exactly.
We want to see him in more films after this.
Yeah.
Um,
No, that's awesome.
yeah.
Fair care.
Did you? What you about to say something?
Yeah. I was just about to change topics.
Okay.
Segue?
Yep.
Yep.
Segue.
Okay, so speaking of films involving comic book characters, Stranger Things has been out for a week and a half or so now.
Wait a minute. That doesn't have a comic book, does it?
No, not at all.
Excellent segue.
Thank you.
Segway?
No, you said Subway.
Excellent.
Yeah. So
Very
speaking
good.
of segues,
Yeah.
Stranger Things 3. It was one of my classic segues that don't make fucking sense at all.
I got that. Yeah.
No, you didn't. You had to point it out. Anyway, so Stranger Things has been out for a week and a half now. I finished it last night.
Saying boo words.
So it's been out about a week and a half now.
Yep.
I finished it last night.
What do you think?
I think it was the best season yet.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think that too. And you know why I think that?
Dude.
It's the only one I've watched.
Wait, so did you actually watch the whole season with Taylor?
Well, see, I was on my laptop making Doom levels because I'm not going to get into that because I could talk about that for for an eternity.
Yeah.
But it was on in the background.
No.
And
Yep.
I think we talked about this last week or we talked it in private. Like, you know,
It was when we went to the movies.
we went to the movies, which we'll bring up later.
Yes. In a new segment.
In a new segment. Well, we've been doing it the whole time. We just haven't labeled it as a segment.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was watching this going like, these monsters are cool. These kids aren't annoying me like they were in the first few seasons when I kind of...
You didn't watch it.
Yeah, but I saw it in bits and pieces of
You
it.
saw pictures and went, they're fug league kids. Fuck them. That's what you did. Be honest. Be honest.
No.
Oh,
But like
Yeah.
the special effects were really good. The stories and the characters were really funny. The spoilers, the big slimy monster, the big goopy monster at the end was Jake Busey.
yes.
Was great.
I know.
You know?
I know. How much does he look like his dad?
Oh
it's
man,
insane.
it's too.
As soon as I saw him, I was like, oh, fuck, that's got to be Gary Busey's kid. Like, holy crap.
Have you not seen him before?
I don't know what from.
He was in the most recent Predator. Did you see that?
No.
Oh yeah. Okay, you're not missing much.
Yeah, no.
He's been in a few things, but nothing notable.
No, exactly. But no, seriously, man, I reckon it was probably their best season yet. There was a hell of a lot more violence than they've done before.
Well, I think that's why I enjoyed it because the level of violence was up there.
Yeah,
for me.
exactly. Like, as in, they've had violence before, but this was kind of like actually all-out violence and stuff. Like, there's a moment where a character has to pull something out of their leg, and
I did see that.
yeah, exactly. Not giving away spoilers or anything, but like that gore in and of itself was pretty fucking brutal.
Yeah,
But the
yeah.
reason I brought it up is because Netflix announced it about a week afterwards. That it. Sorry,
You're
I
right,
know.
man.
Yeah. Again, I went to the movies today and I ate so much fucking popcorn. My mouth has still got that salty burn to it.
Yeah.
So about a week after it came out, Netflix announced that it smashed all of its previous records and that.
Not only its own records.
Oh, it would. If it smashed
Netflix records,
If it smashed No, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
I was saying it smashed Netflix records.
Oh, you're getting there. Sorry.
Yeah, but more or less, I'd imagine it also smashed streaming records because Netflix is the biggest.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure
But
it did.
over the first 4 days, 40.7 million had started the season, and 18.1 million had already finished it.
Fucking hell, man.
I know, that's insane.
Do
And
you remember
imagine
the
by
days
now
where
they
you're
would
like-
all be finished.
Do you remember the days where you like had to fucking wait like an
I
entire
know.
week for the next episode?
I know.
Yeah, like
But-
that doesn't happen these days now with
With the
streaming
convenience
services.
of Netflix, convenience/burden of Netflix.
Yeah.
Like Santa Clarita Diet, those last 3 seasons actually, when the show premiered, I watched it.
Yeah.
Within a week, I was done. And
That's
you had
right.
to wait over 12 fucking months.
Yeah, usually
for the
you'd watch
next
the
season.
TV series over like
And it would
10 weeks or
it
whatever.
would stretch out like Breaking Bad when that was coming out. I'd
Yep.
watch it week to week, and that
Okay.
would take up like 4 months of the year.
I
And
used
then
to do
all
the
of a
same
sudden,
with The Walking Dead. Like
Exactly.
I didn't have Foxtel, so I would download it when it came out. You know,
exactly.
like-
We're too spoilt as a generation now, where we
Oh,
just
man.
get handed. It's like, hey, the new season of Stranger Things is out. Watch it tonight.
Here's the whole fucking thing.
Exactly,
Yeah.
I know. Yeah, I don't think I'd be able to control myself either in the sense of like watch one at a time and be like, next Tuesday I might watch another.
Yeah,
you know?
if they're sitting there,
yeah.
and there's nothing else to do or watch.
Oh, no,
like,
you
you're going to be
busted
like,
that shit
well,
out.
I've got a podcast to record, so let's watch the whole fucking thing.
No, that's exactly
Yeah.
right. But no, it actually took me a bit longer than expected. But finished it last night, and oh my lord,
yeah,
my lord. And the crazy thing is, it ended right, and I was like, that can't be the ending. And then I cheated a little bit and like pressed the screen to see it still had 10 minutes to go, and I was like, okay.
So you tease yourself like
and then
that.
yeah, exactly. And then all of a sudden it wrapped up, and I was like, oh, okay. And then next minute, cut away to something, and you were like, oh shit,
Yes, I
season
did-
4 is coming.
I
Like,
did see
oh,
that.
man.
Yeah, like of course they're doing season 4.
Of
like,
course they were
yeah.
going to, but at the same time, they literally wrapped it up where if the show got cancelled for some fucking reason,
Yeah.
they literally could get away with never doing it again.
Yeah, that's
But
right.
then they had that little at the end, and I was like, oh, yeah,
I reckon
fuckers.
that's like the producer's way of like continuing the show. Because if they would have just cut it at the end,
Well,
Netflix would have been like, yeah, it was good, but see you later. We need to make room for something else. But
No,
now
they
they've got
won't.
everybody going, we want more
Stranger
of
Things
this.
is, let's be honest, like, I have no
fucking
facts to back...
huge.
exactly, but I have no facts to back this up, but let's be honest, Stranger Things is Netflix's biggest property.
It'd have to be.
Like,
I
TV
can't
wise,
confirm
at
it either,
least.
but
Like,
it'd have to be.
It would have to be. But at the same time, producers sneaking it in to be like, hey, we've got to carry it on now. Santa Clarita Diet ended on the biggest cliffhanger ever,
And that is
they
a
fucking
Netflix-produced
cancelled it.
TV show, yeah. So it's not like its own thing.
So it's not like Netflix knows how to pull the pin on a show that's got a cliffhanger. Fuck
Yeah.
me. Oh, getting heated over here. Thank God I bought a Slurpee to cool me down.
Oh, very good. You're a little
Yeah.
thirsty.
Oh, not there yet, Dylan. Not there yet.
Not quite thirsty, yeah. Well, I've got my drink of port here as well, which
Yeah.
is quenching me quite well.
Oh man, I so hope by the end of this you're like, and if you fucking head to the YouTube page, we're gonna post the video. I really hope you get there, man.
Well, let's see here. That's
And
my
it-
second glass.
Exactly, but if you get it to that stage, man, next week I'm Ubering. Next
Okay.
week I'm Ubering here,
Yeah.
and I'm going to be drinking too.
Excellent. Well,
Oh, yeah.
very special drunken episode of TCTP.
I would love that. Like,
Welcome back to fucking episode.
4 hours long, and then 4 hours later we're like, it's time for your surprise.
It crashed on the fucking.
I say oh. All right, what do you got next, Phil?
Sam L. Jackson has been cast in Saw.
What? I'm sorry?
Right? Samuel L. Jackson has been cast.
You're catching me off guard here.
Yeah.
Wow.
Samuel L. Jackson has been cast in Saw, apparently playing Chris
He has
Rock's
to be.
father character. So
Wait,
Chris Rock
Chris Rock is in it?
apparently.
What? Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was so excited when I found out Chris Rock was like
Producing.
producing
Yeah.
and rebooting and like story by him. That's awesome. But now that he's in it, I'm like, what role is he going to play?
Don't quote me on that. I know it's confirmed Sam Jackson is in it.
Yeah.
But from what I read, like I'm going to leave you leaving on a little string here.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if Chris Rock will be in it, but that was what the article advised.
Okay. So
So don't get too upset just yet.
Sam Jackson, he has to play a detective or something. He can't be the fucking getting tortured. Like,
He's too smart for that.
Exactly.
You can't buy
Yeah.
it. He's an idiot. You know.
there's too many motherfucking puppets on these motherfucking trousers. God. Damn, I don't know how I feel about that, man. I love Samuel L. Jackson, but at the same time,
See,
I was
I was hoping this to be a smaller indie kind of
exactly
film.
Bring it back to the first one. Those roots
Yeah,
of that gritty,
yeah.
dark feel, low budget. You know, like not low budget extensively, but at the same time, like just something that was more true to the name
Yeah.
as opposed to torture porn.
Yeah, that's
You
right.
know, like I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I like. Oh, pardon me. I love
Shaft.
Sam Jackson. I still haven't seen Shaft. I
No,
really
neither
should
have I.
watch it.
Eh.
Okay. Have
Okay.
you seen Hitman's Bodyguard? Ryan Reynolds and
Yeah.
Sam Jackson. I watched that a couple of weeks ago.
That was a good one.
It was going to be one of my
I watched
recommendations.
that at the movies.
Did ya? I really wanted to, but for whatever reason, I didn't.
Yeah, I don't know. You probably sucked.
Probably. I just sucked at that particular
Just
time.
in general.
Up until now, and
God damn it,
continuing
Dylan!
further.
You and your collared shirts.
Sorry, man.
Speaking of shirts, I was mucking around. I was mucking around with my daughter before I left to come here, and that
Yeah.
I went to throw her onto her bed, and she grabbed the drawstring from my fucking hoodie
Ripped it right out.
and ripped it until about 2 inches just up there. I had to pull it out. I had to end it.
Yeah, you can't
So
just
I
sit
now
back
have
and-
my awesome jacket that I love.
No drawstring.
No drawstring on the hood, and I'm pissed.
Just think though, like I know most, if not all, jackets have. All right, we're doing this. Most and if not all jackets have drawstrings. How often do you use it?
I'd never use it,
Exactly.
but it's part of the jacket. It keeps the hood part like firmish, you know.
No,
like
I get that
yeah,
because a
yeah.
similar thing happened to me recently. Except I wasn't throwing a small child onto a bed; it just fell out. And I
don't
left
say
it
it
out.
like
I was
that.
like, "Oh man, I got to put that in
Yeah.
at some point." But I left it out, and I haven't looked back. There's not these fucking dangling things that are like annoying me. Like it's,
They never
so
annoy
free
me
now.
No, it's not set free. I guarantee I'm going to be. You know what's going to happen? I'm going to wear this hoodie out. A gust will breeze in my fucking face. It'll blow
man.
off, and I'll be like, "Oh, I'm going to have to hold this hood now." Fuck. Who plays? Who am I kidding? I'm not putting a hood on this hair. Oh man. Yeah, welcome
First-
back to Two's Clothing. Two's a product. Yeah, Jesus Christ, we got off track there. I'm sorry. I fucking brought that up. That's my bad.
Anyway, did you know the Power Rangers movie's getting a reboot?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
All new cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you seen the most recent Power Rangers movie?
No.
Don't.
Okay, good.
It sucks.
Yeah.
It's so bad, man.
The only reason I have zero care about Power Rangers is I wasn't allowed to watch it as a child.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but apparently it was too violent for me.
See,
Like-
I was allowed to watch it. I just chose not to. But I watch it now going, that's pretty cool. I like
Yeah.
the idea of the really corny,
Yeah.
suits and colourful things like that.
See, that's probably one that if I went to the movies and was like, there's nothing really I want to say. Oh, Power Rangers, yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah, dumb
You know,
action movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a Michael Bay. I can switch my fucking brain off. You know?
Yeah, that's right.
I mean,
And that's pretty much
Michael
what
Bay
it
would have
was.
nothing to- yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But in comparison to other movies that are similar to it, for example, Pacific
Yeah.
Rim, I know people don't like saying that, but giant
Eh.
robots fighting giant monsters, blah, 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 blah. In no way it's stacked up to other monster movies at all.
No,
and even,
that's right.
like, it had so much potential, but it sucked balls. So I'm
Yeah.
hoping this new one is much better. Like, they only became actual Power Rangers and did anything in the suits and all that at,
Yeah.
like, the last third of the movie.
Oh, really?
And it felt later.
Oh, okay. So it was more of a. Were they teenagers?
Yeah.
Oh.
The guy,
Ugh.
what's his name? The mullet bloke with the mustache in Stranger Things.
Billy.
Billy, that's right. Yeah, he was like the main character in that movie.
Oh,
No,
really?
he's an Aussie actor. He's an Australian actor.
Bullshit, really?
Yeah.
See, I can't remember his name to save my life,
Neither.
but I saw his Instagram the other day.
Yeah.
He's like an artistic, like, poetry guy. He has
Really?
a podcast as well.
Does he?
That's him reciting poetry, I believe.
Oh, that's
that he wrote. Like,
that's terrible.
I
But
know.
at the same time, like,
I didn't
okay.
research it, but I was like, oh, podcast. I do a podcast. Maybe I can follow this guy. But he posts some weird shit on there, like 3 pictures the same in a row kind of
Oh,
thing with
yuck.
like different captions, like "je t'aime," like, you know, like he's
What a load of
very
wank.
weird. Yeah,
Yeah.
I know exactly. And I was like, oh, if you weren't so handsome, I'd hate
Yeah.
you. But
You
you're
weren't
an
so
attractive
successful.
male.
Yeah, if you're a
But
sexy man and
he
you're
was
younger than me.
he was fantastic in this most recent season. Like,
Yeah.
him playing possessed Billy. Oof.
And
It's good fun.
honestly, I think he was
Good
pretty
fun.
good in the Power Rangers movie too. But
Yeah.
it was all the actors were good. It had Naomi Scott, who's going to be in
Yes.
Charlie's Angels.
Yes,
She
yes. Mm-hmm.
was in it as well. I can't remember the other actors, but they were all good. But they were just bogged down with it. Bryan Cranston was in it,
Oh, really?
and Bill Hader.
Hey,
yeah.
oh my gosh.
And Elizabeth Banks.
really?
Yep, they were all in it. She was the main
I have
villain.
to see this movie now.
No,
I know you said it's terrible.
it is
but
terrible.
I want to see Bryan Cranston collect a paycheck, and I want to see Bill Hader go, guys, probably shouldn't do that.
yeah.
Like, that's pretty much all he does.
Well, that's
But
exactly
I
what
love
he does.
Bill
He
Hader,
plays
though.
a little like assistant robot thing.
Yeah.
But
Look like Jabba the Hutt dying.
yeah. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's getting a reboot.
Okay.
And, hoping it's much better.
It'll probably get a Yaas for me when it comes to that time, but yeah, at
We'll
the
see.
same. Yeah, speaking of Yaas or Pass this week. Oh fuck!
Really?
Fuck, man.
So
School-
we're in for it.
Yeah, I actually had to add a foreign film that is coming
Really?
out that I checked is coming out in theaters at Glendale on Friday.
Well, lucky we padded this episode with drawstring news.
Exactly. Maybe the people like it. Maybe
Maybe
the
they
people
do.
want more clothing talk. Do they want to hear about the skinny jeans I'm choking in right now?
What about the acid wash jeans from years ago?
Oh man! See, we need to have a sidebar podcast where it's just us telling old drinking stories and being like, yes, remember that time you did a high kick, Mitchell?
Yeah.
Yes, I almost hit his shin.
Remember that time Jono puked black bile into a cardboard box that went straight through it onto the carpet? Shout out to Jono.
Oh,
We love you, man.
Jono, man. Go fuck. Yeah, we definitely need a sidebar podcast
Yeah.
where we just get drunk and talk about old times.
Yeah.
like two very
And you
sad
know who will
old
be
people.
listening to it?
Us,
Our parents. And you know who will be horrified with those stories?
us.
Our parents as well. Yeah. Oh,
Nah,
yeah.
that sounds like fun. We should do that. Let's take a poll on the Facebook page.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to hear about our drunken stories?
Yeah,
Because
why
there
not?
is plenty of them.
Oh fucking a.
What else did I have in mind? So I've got a few more things,
Hmm.
but this one's only going to be a quick one because I doubt that neither of us have seen it. But the King's Man trailer.
I haven't seen the trailer,
Neither
but I
have
did
I.
hear about the announcement.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. I saw the first one.
First one's great.
Yeah, exactly. I
Taron
saw that.
Egerton, Mark Strong, Colin
Yeah,
Firth.
it's totally
Yeah.
good. I love Mark Strong.
Yeah, so do I.
He's one of those guys that I don't think he's ever been a main guy, but
No.
he's fucking in everything.
And he's great.
yes.
He was like the best thing about the Green Lantern movie.
Have you seen Oceans 11, 12?
Not for a very long time.
Okay, well, those movies I fucking love with
Yeah.
a passion. He is outstanding. outstanding.
Rock and Roller. Yeah.
Oh, Guy Ritchie movie. Oh my god.
I
Yes.
think you just came in your pants a little.
That came out when I was at the video store.
Oh, yeah.
And oh man, that's a future recommendation, man. Rock and Roller is fucking fantastic.
Taylor
That's
and I watched it a couple of weeks ago. It still holds up.
Gerard Butler, man. Like
Yeah.
he's stellar in it. Stellar.
Yeah.
Everybody. So
is
what were you
stellar in
getting at? Oh, the Kingsman trailer.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough.
I didn't like
Good for it.
Kingsman 2 Golden
It's a
Circle.
prequel, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so it's I
I'm
think it's
intrigued.
about like the first King's Man or the King's Men or whatever it is. So,
Yeah. Okay.
I haven't seen it. I should watch the trailer before we talk about it, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
You had to bring it up, didn't you, Dylan?
Yep.
Yep. Cool. Awesome.
cool. Thor 4 has been announced.
Yes, I did hear Old Mate's returning to direct it.
Taika Waititi.
Yeah,
Yes.
Tiki Wiki.
Tiki Wiki. Yes. The Kiwi Tiki Wiki is back. Yeah. Now-
So Thor 4 has been announced.
Yep.
Guardians 3, is that in production? Is that filming?
I have no idea. Good
Yeah,
question.
I'm not sure either, but
Because my
I'm
assumption that they were leading into a Guardians and Thor crossover called what do they call it? As Guardians of the Galaxy. I thought that was going to be the. Well, that's what they said at the very end of Endgame, and I was like,
but
I'm down for that.
No, see, I thought it was just going to be Guardians 3, and then Thor is a Guardian.
well, yeah. Actually,
I want that.
before we
I
move,
want that.
So do I. Before we move further with that, there's one thing that's been plaguing my mind every day, except for when we record, and I always forget.
Yep.
So the story of Star-Lord in
Yeah.
Guardians 1 and 2 is the fact that obviously his parents have both met their demise in certain ways or another, and he hasn't been back to Earth
Yeah.
since he was kidnapped by
Exactly.
Yondu and whatnot.
Yep.
In Endgame, that was his first trip back
Oh my
to Earth.
god.
And you know what he did? He got up and fucked off as soon as he could.
Yeah.
They didn't address that
No.
at all. He could have got himself a sweet new 1 terabyte MP3 player. You know,
Yeah.
like he could have stayed on Earth. He could have met his family.
Well, didn't he mention throughout the first two that he didn't really have much interest in going to Earth, in going back to Earth? He wasn't trying to get home, was he?
I
Because
can't quite remember.
He,
but
he made his life in space.
yeah, no,
you know?
I get that. But like, I think
Yeah,
they could have
that-
told a really deep story.
That I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, right.
That actually should have been a big deal.
Yeah, he came
Yeah.
back to Earth to fight Thanos. That was a big enough event in
Yeah.
itself. And then the next scene was on the ship ready to plan their next course. It's like,
Wow.
dude, hang around for a
Yeah.
while. See what the place is
Oh,
like.
but at the same time, when you said he was trying to plan the next course, he was looking for what's her face.
Gamora?
Yes. Sorry.
She was already there, remember?
Oh right.
Yeah.
Wait. So he. Oh right.
She returned, but she
Oh,
was.
see, I was thinking of the big last scene. You know where she.
That was Infinity War, man. We're talking about Endgame.
What? No, I am talking about Endgame. Where
Yeah.
Gamora, the green chick.
She died in Infinity War, and then Black Widow died in Endgame. We talked about this. They both got thrown off the ledge.
I stupidly and incorrectly disagree. I'm just choosing to accept my own results for this, and I refuse to acknowledge your truths.
Right.
Anyway, yes, that should have been brought up, I think,
Yeah.
because that was a pretty big deal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was anyway.
No, exactly. But at the same time, though, let's be honest, he's got his ship in that, even in the first.
Yeah,
Guardians
he'd look
of the
around and go,
Galaxy.
this place sucks. Let's get out of here.
He could have no, but he could have easily in the first one. He has a fucking spaceship. He
could've
could have
come
just
back.
gone to Earth
At any time.
for funsies.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I don't think he wanted to go home.
Yeah.
So the fact that he got there, he probably was like, "Ew, Earth, let's go there, Earth." Oh, they spell it with an H. H is a stupid. Yeah.
Yuck. Yeah.
No, but anyway, yeah, no, it is an interesting thing that they probably should have addressed, but at the same time, probably not many people overthought it like you.
Maybe not.
I'm just saying. I haven't heard the internet cry about it, so it mustn't be that big of a deal.
Well, I haven't seen it either. It was
just
just something that I thought of. So
Yeah, cool.
you're welcome, internet. Run with it.
What were you saying before all of that
4-4.
rabbit hole? Yes.
Taika Waititi.
That's
back
right.
To
Yeah.
write and
Tucky
direct.
Wucky is coming back to direct 4-4.
Yeah. And
So,
you know, like,
what I'm
Tukli Woogly was
God.
actually working on something else at the time called Akira, which is
Yeah.
you got it?
Yeah, that was bad.
Which is like I think it was an animated series based on an anime series. I think it was.
Okay.
I'm not too familiar with Akira.
Yeah, yeah.
But that's been delayed because now he's back for Thor 4.
Okay.
But
yeah.
he's great. Have you seen What We Do in the Shadows?
Yes. Yeah, the Kiwi movie.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's him. He's in it, and he directs that. He wrote
Wait,
the
he's
whole
in
thing.
it?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Who is he?
Taika Waititi.
Oh my god.
The Kiwi fella.
He's the main guy.
Yes.
Oh, right. Okay, there you go. I just all of a sudden, I should have realised it was like an islander name, you know, like a Kiwi name. Yeah, I didn't even
How
realise
did you?
that.
It's
I
definitely
thought
not an American name.
I thought it was. No, I'm not going to say it because then it'll just sound racist.
What? Say it.
Asian.
It's not racist. That's
Oh, okay.
That's assumption.
No, exactly.
That's just as bad in 2019.
Exactly. I see
Yeah.
I know. They go. We're cancelled.
Well, it's Taika Waititi, bro.
No, exactly. Now that you say it like that,
with the accent. Yeah, makes sense.
that's why I was saying Tucky Wucky, like, because Anyway, all right, we're getting way on track here.
Way on track.
Yeah. Did you hear? You know how they cast Little Mermaid?
Yes.
Did you hear who they have in store to play Prince Eric?
That was one of my last points I had written down, so excellent.
Well, let's jump it forward.
Okey-dokey!
Yeah, Harry Styles.
Yeah.
I know. Has he acted yet?
Dunkirk.
Okay, I haven't seen it.
Neither have I.
No, exactly. So we can't say whether or not he's good or not, but
No.
at the same time, I'm happy to see him get these chances.
Yeah.
Get a chance, take it. If you blow it, you blow it.
So
Simple
be
as
it.
that.
Yeah,
no,
that's
right.
right.
And especially in a Disney live action film, because as I've discovered recently, sometimes it's worth just like having a go and getting a paycheck.
Having a good crack.
Yeah,
absolutely.
exactly. Why not? But we'll get into that further later on. But no, I'm okay with that.
I haven't seen Harry Styles act in anything.
No.
And I haven't heard his music either, because obviously I don't listen to One Direction.
Yeah, but obviously you've heard One Direction.
I've heard of.
I was going to say, don't try and claim that you've never even blistered your ears with it.
Well, if someone was to play a song, I'd probably go, oh yeah, I have heard that, but I can't name one. I can't think of
No,
one.
I can't name any either. But
Yeah.
at the same time, I know them, and they get stuck in your head. I fucking hate it.
that's why they were popular, man.
Oh, God.
They're designed to be hooky.
Yes.
But, you know, from what I've seen and the reactions that the general public has had of his acting
Yeah.
in recent,
Acceptable.
history.
Possible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I'm glad that he's moving away from this whole One Direction thing and actually making a name for himself.
No, that's right. Exactly. Like, as in, see, that's very, very different here. But Justin Timberlake.
Yeah.
He separated from NSYNC, had the solo career, way bigger than NSYNC, obviously.
Absolutely.
Harry
Crushed
Styles,
it.
not as big as One Direction, obviously, but he broke away, did his thing and that.
Yep.
And out of all of them who broke away and did their solo thing, the other guys all sounded like One Direction kind of music. He kind of took it to, this is what I want to do, and
That's
it was more
right, because he had
artsy,
another
more-
single as well that was completely different, and I didn't mind it. I thought it was quite good.
That's right, exactly. So I figure out of all of them, if any of them are going to expand to a different part of the industry, the celebrity pop culture industry, it's him, because he seems like the one who actually cares about what he does.
The craft.
Exactly. One Direction was just like a doorway to the world.
Yeah.
And then he's like, all right, cool, I've done that. Here's what I really want to sing about. Oh, I want to act. Here's my acting. You know,
Yeah.
like he seems like he cares about his craft, not just, hey, I'll just auto-tune some shit over it.
Well, it's funny you
Catchy
say that
track.
because as far as I am aware, the story of One Direction, they all auditioned for American Idol or whatever it was called at the time.
I think it was no, British. They're all British.
British, was it?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was Simon Cowell, and I think it was X Factor or one of those
Could have
ones.
been.
Yeah,
There's that many of them.
Yeah.
But they all auditioned separately, and
Yeah.
he put them all together at the end, being like, "Yous are going to be a boy
Yeah.
band," and
No,
then they
exactly.
sold it like that.
No, well, exactly.
So
yeah.
you know, it's he's worked hard.
Exactly. So
You know.
I haven't seen any of their like auditions before they became One Direction, but he could have come in and sung a very old, catchy fucking.
He could have been great.
Exactly. He
Yeah.
could have sung something completely different, like left field. But he's like, hey, you've got the face and the voice. You can auto tune shit with these guys. You know?
Yeah. If
Yeah.
you can sing in key, you can auto tune in key, and you can make money off that. That's
Exactly.
fine. Yeah.
Write the theme tune, sing the theme tune. Yeah. Sorry, that's a Little Britain fucking reference. Jesus. Yeah. No, but I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Seeing him get that chance.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I think Little Mermaid movie overall, we talked about it last week. You know, it'll
Yeah.
probably be fine.
Yeah.
I don't think it'll be great, but I think it'll be fine.
Nah. Exactly. Yeah, it's one of those ones that it'll come out. I'll probably see it with my daughter, and yeah, that'll be
Yeah,
it.
and I probably
Yeah.
wait for it to
Just
come
like
out.
another Disney live action one that we'll talk about later that I saw with my children. And
Very good.
yeah.
We can talk about that in 2 seconds. I have one more.
No,
bit of
I'm
news.
not in a rush. Trust me.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
The look on your face indicates that you are definitely telling the truth.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Well,
Yeah. So what did you want to bring up? Sorry. Yeah.
Well, I don't know if anybody who listens to this podcast is interested in any of this of what I'm about to say, but we finally got a release date of the next Doom movie coming direct to DVD, 1st of
That's
October.
Right, the one that you said the director was getting death threats and stuff.
He got
and,
so harassed, like, man,
Yeah.
like I wouldn't be
and
surprised.
you got acknowledged by him by saying, "Don't let the haters get you, bruh."
Pretty
Yeah,
much.
you got to
yeah.
shake it off. Shake it off.
Ooh,
Oh,
ooh.
ooh. Yeah, man,
Pizza
we're all
butt.
cute.
But yeah,
Love
like so we've got a release date of that, October 1st. The DVD
Yep.
cover looks pretty cool.
Okay, is it coming to just DVD or is it a streaming service?
So far, it's just DVD and Blu-ray. It may
Okay.
be released on a streaming service service
I
at some point.
assume it will be digital as well in the sense that you'll be
Yeah.
able to rent it. Like,
Yeah, I would
like
say
I've
so.
mentioned in previous episodes, the fetch box, I've got almost every movie ever.
Most likely.
Just punch
But
it in, rent it for
like the
a couple
current
of days.
Doom movie from 2005, that's on Netflix at the moment.
Exactly,
So I would
so
assume this one will come at some point.
I feel like the production company, I'm not sure who's behind
Universal.
it. Universal. I feel like they'll be shopping it.
Yeah.
They'll be like saying to Netflix, hey, you want to buy this off us, like, to release.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah, and if they do that, man, fuck yeah. Straight access to it. Don't have to pay shit.
Well,
We're already paying shit.
I'll be buying it. But,
Exactly.
If other people who aren't as interested and may have heard it through this and gone, I'll check it out.
Yeah.
If you want to check out Doom, the original with Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Rosamund Pike and Carl Urban and a bunch of others, it's on Netflix at the moment.
Colour,
so-
Love
check it
man.
out.
No,
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Cool. We
shit.
saw Crawl on the weekend.
Hey. We gonna introduce the segment?
Oh, yes. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
I was
sorry.
gonna say, I'm like, you don't just fucking wait. Did you have any more news before we jump into
no, that
segment
was it.
city? Okay, cool.
That was everything for
All
me.
right, so we have a new segment, and we've never introduced it before, and I've already somewhat forgotten the title, but I'm going to try and just wing it and nail it first time. Welcome to TCTP DTC. Nailed it. And that's
And
Two's Company Three's a podcast. Does the cinema?
Does the cinema. See, you
TCTP DTC.
Very good.
I can't hear what you just pressed. I've got my headphones off.
Well,
Yeah. Am I yelling very loudly?
yes, but it's fine. It's all good.
TCTP DTC. Yeah.
See, we posted on not Instagram. On
Oh, man. I hate that button so much.
I love it.
Anyway.
Well,
Yes.
let's get through the negatives before we do the positives.
Well-
just like with this episode. So,
Let's just sum up what we saw. Like,
Yeah.
I know you said Crawl, but
Yep.
it's directed by, man, I've forgotten his name again. Alexandra Aja, I believe.
good old Google will help me out here in a second.
Friggin' Google, man.
Yeah,
Get on the IMDb.
that's what I'm doing.
Oh,
Don't worry,
good.
man. Yeah.
Did you, type IMDb in Google?
No, I've just
Oh,
clicked Chrome
okay.
to open it up. But no, as I said about
Yes.
saying negatives before we say the positives.
Of course.
To introduce this segment, obviously, this is based on the things that we've seen at the movies over the past week and a half or so.
That's right, exactly. And more focused on the ones in the cinema that
Yep.
we go to see, that we've actually paid to go and see and actually intended to see. Not
Yeah.
just a Netflix chuck on random middle of the night. These are the ones that we're going to try and actually see more together as well, like we did with Crawl.
Yeah.
And I think it was a great night. I had a great time, Dylan. I hope to
well.
hear from you again.
Very good.
No, yeah, but so this is where we're just going to dedicate it. Some weeks this segment may not pop up at all.
Yeah, because
some
of-
weeks we may not get a chance to go to the movies.
It's either shit, nothing on, or we don't have the money.
Exactly, yeah, that's right. So I was fortunate enough to see two this week, but we both saw together Crawl.
Yep.
And like I said, directed by Alexandra Dre?
You're
Alexandre
doing well, man.
Aja. I believe he is a
Aja.
Frenchman. And he directed one of my favorite foreign horror films, High Tension, which I actually
Very good.
brought over the DVD for Dylan to watch.
All right, so let's
High
have a quick
Tension,
look
or
at this.
in French it is called Haute Tension.
Tension. Well,
Yeah.
it's rated R for higher. Why do we always go Japanese? High
It
level
is
violence.
written R for higher violence.
Mary and Alexia are
Oh, no,
screaming.
I don't know. I'm not sitting through you reading another back of the DVD cover. No, but anyway, it's directed by Alexander Aja. It's a movie based on alligators in Florida
Yes.
and a daughter on the swim team. Hurricanes coming and stuff, and she goes to check on the dad who's not answering his phone and stuff. Turns out he's
Are you doing my thing where you just tell the plot?
No. I'm giving them the exact setup to the entire movie.
Right.
And she goes to find her dad. Her dad's knocked out from whatever happened under the house, and
Yeah.
they're stuck under the house because
Under
gators.
the crawl space.
Oh, Crawl! Well done. I lost
That's literally why it was called Crawl, because majority of the movie is spent in a crawl space, which is
Exactly.
a fancy term for underneath a house.
Yeah, a shitty basement.
Not quite a basement, not quite
No,
a
that's
floor
right.
either. Yeah.
So we discussed it very briefly after the movie, but it was fucking cold, so we just ran to our cars and went home. What did you think, man?
I've got mixed emotions. There were some parts which were really good.
Yes, there were.
Some parts that were kind of a bit okay.
Yeah.
And other parts I was like, what the fuck?
No, that's right.
Yeah.
There was. I will also say you and Taylor are wonderful to see a movie with because neither of you talk. Like
Right?
we just sit there. The three of us just sat there and enjoyed the movie. There
know
was
what,
one small reference of where before the movie started, I said, somebody's arm's gonna get ripped off, and then it happened, and I was like, told you,
Told you.
and that was it. Like
Yeah.
the whole communication.
You know what Taylor does, like during that movie and most other sort of horrors that we see. Like I'll feel a tap on my shoulder,
Yeah.
and I'll look over, and she's giving me a death stare because those kids in the front row were like quietly talking amongst themselves.
right.
She fucking, as much as anybody else, fucking hates it when people are talking
That's
during the movie.
Awesome. Yeah, well, I was gonna say,
she's
you
great to go
guys
to the
sitting there
movies
was
with.
just awesome because we just sat there and just enjoyed the movie.
Shout out to Taylor.
Yeah, absolutely. No, you did well.
I'm proud of you, mate.
Yeah. No, but I feel exactly the same. There were moments where I went, oh, really? Like,
Yeah.
oh, cliche.
See,
But at the same time, I could see Ajar's touch on it.
Yeah.
From seeing his other horror. He also
now you
directed
can
The
call
Hills
him
of Ice.
Alexandre.
It is Alexandre.
Alexandre. Because his last name is Aja.
Yeah. So I'm just saying Aja.
Okay,
I'm just going
cool.
to say
That's
Aja.
cool.
But yeah, no, because he also directed the Hills of Eyes remake and
Yep.
Horns with Daniel Radcliffe from about 6 years ago. Yeah. I could see his touches on it, and there was some very nice gore in it, but
Yeah.
it wasn't excessive.
No, it
really
wasn't over
excessive.
the top.
Yeah.
The thing that sort of confused me is
Hmm.
that obviously, as we said, it's a disaster movie, it's a horror movie,
Yeah.
it's a thriller, but it's advertised as an alligator threat,
As a
It's
monster
a
movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was the biggest? Who was the antagonist in this film?
Well,
Was it
see,
the-
we've discussed this, and I
Was
know
it-
the answer.
Was it the alligators themselves, or was it the weather?
It was the fucking weather, man.
The weather.
It was the weather.
The two characters that this film centers upon
Yeah.
were in the safest place the entire time.
Were they really, though?
Yes, well, yeah, yes, there were alligators walking around, but they stayed safe the entire time when everybody who wasn't in the crawl space got fucking eaten.
Spoiler. But yeah, I see your point. But at
Yeah.
the same time, though, oh, okay, yeah, no, I
you see what I mean?
I see exactly what you mean because the only reason they had to leave where they were was because they were about to get flooded in.
The water was flooding in.
Yeah.
Yeah, the weather. The
Exactly.
weather was the antagonist.
Exactly.
It just happened to have
it
alligators.
just so happened to present an opportunity for the alligators to approach them.
Yeah.
No,
So
that's right.
I thought it was called crawl because alligators crawl, but it was because they were hiding from the weather. They just happened to be
pretty
alligators.
much, yeah, exactly. But no, yeah, you're right in that sense, absolutely. But you can't have it versus the this ain't fucking Twister, man. Like,
Yeah.
like
Shout out to Twister. I love that movie.
Yeah, no, that's a great movie.
But the
Helen
actress
Hunt.
we've got here is, I'm going to pronounce this incorrectly. So the main protagonist, Kaya Scholar. So it's the first name is spelled Kaya.
Yeah,
Second,
Kaya.
last name Scodeelario.
I lost you after SU.
Yeah, so she plays a character named
Kaya Scolario.
Yes, excellent, very good.
No.
But her old man Barry Pepper,
Yes, I know.
he's great in everything.
He was fantastic as
He's
well.
like
in
Mark
this.
Strong. He's never been like the main
That's
character.
right.
But he's always great as a
And as soon as you
supporting
see his face, like Barry Pepper, people are going, "What? I don't know who that is."
Google
as soon
it.
as you see his face, you'll be like, Barry
lead.
Pepper."
Oh, that guy who's
Yeah.
in everything.
Exactly. But no, the Kaya, the main chick, like I mentioned last week, she was in Skins. She's it's weird with an actress like that because she's still young, like maybe like 25, 26 or something.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw it come on the screen, I'm like, I've seen your tits. It's the same with the little chick from fucking The Nanny.
She's 27, so it's fine. What do you mean, little chick?
27, yes.
Yeah,
That's my age.
She's legal.
Yeah.
Legal. Yeah.
But I'm not concerned about legalities now. I'm concerned about somebody who doesn't think I'm old. The little the little girl from The Nanny.
It's been a
Yeah.
long time.
I know, but that little tiny girl.
Oh,
and
yeah.
then the first episode of Californication, you see her riding David Duchovny with no top on. And you're
Same
like,
chick.
oh
Well,
my
it's-
God,
it's-
that's weird as shit.
It's like that photo that was released of the young girl who was in the original Spy Kids movies. She was in.
Oh, I know.
What movie was it? It was a Robert Rodriguez movie, and
Spy
she
Kids.
was actually
Yeah, exactly.
definitely wasn't.
No,
Spy
I know
Kids. She was
exactly what you're
wearing like
talking
a
about. Yeah, she was wearing like chaps or something like that.
a push-up
Like,
bra, and
yeah.
she was holding a
I know,
Uzi.
she
I was like,
oh.
well, she's grown up.
Yeah, I know.
I don't look that
Anyway, crawl.
Yeah, back
we
on
got
track.
very distracted there. But
So directed, well, not sorry, directed. We've already talked about the director, but
Yes.
produced by Sam Raimi. So
yes,
it definitely
Ghost
had
House Pictures. Yes,
Ghost House Pictures. Yes, it definitely had that Raimi stylization to
Yeah.
it in parts.
No, absolutely.
It wasn't entirely a Raimi production like
No,
something
no,
like
no.
Evil Dead or Don't Breathe. but there was definitely sprinkles of
Yeah.
Raimi influence in there.
No, absolutely.
Best moment, go.
Oh, I've got oh man. The first moment that's coming to my head is the little tiny alligators. I know, because that was the moment I was like, this movie's about to go downhill, but it didn't. It avoided that. But that's the moment that comes to my head straight away. But yeah, I honestly don't know, man. Like, there were some pretty good kills, but
Best part for me,
yeah.
this isn't going to spoil, it's just a moment that happens in the
Yeah.
film, is when we first see the alligator crashes through the stairs.
oh fuck yeah.
That made me shit myself.
Yeah, no, that
I was like, oh, that's effective.
I will say to the people who like, oh, I don't like jump scares. There's not many. Like, there's
yeah.
a couple that pop out at you. That first one in particular, like,
But they're
you said,
effective.
that
You're
was
not
pretty-
hiding from a ghost. It's a
Yeah.
fucking alligator, and that's how it enters the crawl space.
No, that's right.
I was
exactly.
like, oh, like,
Yeah, that was pretty damn intense.
yeah,
But
like it had me on fucking edge. Tell you what.
now, so I enjoyed the movie.
Yeah.
I'm glad I paid to see it. I'm fine with that.
Yeah,
But there were some moments that I was just like, really? Like, when she's swimming to get to the boat, like,
oh, the alligators are chasing her.
yeah,
and, it's
and
like,
you see it, and it's so clearly fast forwarded.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
I was like, that looks so unrealistic.
There were some special. So the budget is $13.5 million.
Yeah, so it's acceptable, but it's not fucking big blockbuster budget.
In comparison to, say, as we discussed last week, Triple Frontier, which is like $115 million.
Which is retarded Netflix.
Just
oh
on
my
the
God.
cast,
Santa
yeah.
Clarita Diet, bring it back.
You know, this movie's doing pretty well, and it's getting a lot of praise.
Yes.
There obviously is some. I mentioned this to you outside the cinema after we saw it. This
Yeah.
movie, I feel, as we're both practical special effects fans.
Yes, of
this
course.
movie, I think, would have benefited from the assistance of like Stan Winston.
Yeah.
You know, having actual puppets,
Alligators, yeah.
actual puppet alligators,
Exactly.
rather than being completely CGI.
No, that was probably one of the downfalls. But I will say, with practical special effects, the blood and the gore, fantastic.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Like that.
And
There
it wasn't
was
over the
probably
top.
sprinkles of CGI, like just to tighten it up a little bit
Yeah.
and that. But you could tell that it was like, yeah, like when the dad with his leg.
Yep.
Oh, man. Oh,
Oh man,
Oh.
he got fucked up.
yeah, he really did that, poor bastard.
That's poor son
But-
of a bitch.
All in all, man, pretty damn good movie. Out of monster movies on the big screen, it's
As
not
of
bad,
late.
man.
Well, we've
Not
had,
bad at all.
We've had quite a maybe I wouldn't say such an influx of more indie stylized horror movies coming at the movies.
No,
We've obviously got the Annabelles and the Conjurings and
Of course you've got
It
your big budget
and-
ones,
and
but-
Child's Play and all that. But obviously we've had Brightburn recently, which we
that's
both
right,
really enjoyed.
exactly.
We've got
Yeah.
Crawl now too, so I'm hoping this brings back more these
Yeah.
lesser budget horror movies, which they're obviously they're not going to be the next Endgame.
No.
But kudos to these people who are
No,
making it.
and as much as I hate like the Paranormal Activities and that, those are a group of horror movies that they have between that $5 to $20 million budget,
Yeah.
and they kill it at the box office. They do what they're meant to do
Every time.
This is in that same vein, except it's actually watchable. You know,
like Paranormal Activity 1 and 2.
No, that's right, exactly. So, no, I very much enjoyed it. I would recommend it. I'd say out of pretzels, I'd probably give it, out of 5 pretzels, I'd give it about a 3.
Yeah, I'd probably
give
give
it
it
a
about
3
3 pretzels
Yeah.
as well. Yeah.
Wasn't that bad at all, man.
Yeah. I'm just having a quick look at the box office. Pardon me, the box
Yeah.
office reception. As I said, at the moment it's up to 18.2.
Oh.
So it might rise a little bit.
Oh, no, it definitely will, man.
Yeah.
It would have an international release date. It's obviously not getting shown as much as the big ones. Like Toy Story, I think today still had like 12 sessions. Crawl has
Yeah.
3. You know,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it's just how much they can afford to like keep it where it is in the time slots and that. It'll end up making probably, I'd say, about 100 million worldwide.
Yeah.
We'll probably see Crawl 2, honestly. And the
Yeah.
way that it ended, totally possible.
So the big popular online and like magazine publishers, Forbes, they've posted an article saying Crawl is the best not screened for film critics in years. So this wasn't even filmed for screened for critics prior to release.
So
It was just
nobody
like,
could review it until it came out to the public.
and you know why it's
That's
getting good
awesome.
praise?
Why is that?
Because it's being reviewed by actual moviegoers like you and me.
Yeah, boy!
Yeah.
Look at us go. All right, make sure that's in the headline of the episode. Crawl review.
Yeah.
No, but definitely a very passable film. Totally enjoyed it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spoil the very ending of it.
No, but I will say that ending was we both
It threw us off.
immediately when it said directed by Alexandra Aja, we were like, what?
Wait, is
What?
did this this end?
Yeah,
it ended, didn't
did
it?
that just end? Like, yeah. So the
Yeah.
the ending, like, if you go to see it based on our reviews, tell us what you think of it and tell us how much the ending made you go, oh, okay, Like,
It's time to go now.
Oh, yeah, I guess the lights are on. Like, yeah. It's just very...
Because I sat there and the lights did turn on. I was like, oh, that really is
No,
the ending.
that's right,
They're not
exactly.
teasing us or anything.
Yeah, no. So, outside of the ending being a little bit
Weird,
unexpected.
a little bit janky.
Yeah. Outside of that, man, enjoyed it. A couple of jump scares, some nice blood and gore.
Yeah.
It had you on the edge of your seat to a degree with quite a...
You know, I'm not really a fan of horror movies based on monsters and things like that. Like, I'm not really as scared of like Jaws
No,
or anything.
but-
I'm more into demons,
Yeah.
and my preferences are demons and monsters and otherworldly things.
I still just lolls at the fact that, like, if this was a croc movie, they would have literally kept going until they ripped their faces off. Like, there wouldn't have been those moments for these characters to catch their breath.
Punch the crocodile in the face and then
Yeah,
escape,
exactly.
Like it's
No,
just
give
not
it the
believable.
old fucking, I don't know what you call it. We're sitting here awkwardly going, doing our...
I mentioned it last week. I think it was Crocodile Dundee's little hand signal
Exactly,
thing.
yeah.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
Yeah, but anyway,
Tell me about Lion King.
I was
man.
about to say, so the last one for the week for TCTP DTC
Very
is...
good.
Oh, man, that was so good.
Smooth.
Is The Lion King, which I saw today.
I have not seen this. Tell me about
Actually, it's meant to be in Yaas Pass this week because it came out today.
it. Oh, okay.
It
Well,
actually came out today. But
right. What's today? Wednesday. Right.
I'm not sure whether... I'll ask you in Yaas Pass, but at the same time, I'm going to give my answer now.
Okay.
Yeah. So, I saw The Lion King.
So, Mitch's review of Lion King.
Yep.
No good?
I don't know how else to say this other than
Is it good?
this movie should not exist.
Oh, man.
It is
Man.
one of the worst things I have seen in years.
That
It
bad.
was dreadful.
You know, see, I've heard...
Absolutely dreadful.
I've
Now, I will, throughout this scathing review, point out the few things that I liked, but
Radio.
as a whole, this movie should never have seen the light of day.
That bad, huh?
Yup.
Right. Well, before we get into it,
Yep.
tell me why it shouldn't have existed.
mhm.
See, before recording this episode, I got a Snapchat message from a bloke from work named
Yeah.
Matt. Shout out to Matt, the one who actually won the Anthem game. Lucky bugger.
One, more like he just said, can I have it? Yeah, cool.
Well, he works in the same office as me, so he literally walked up to my desk and just picked it up from me.
Yeah.
But he went and saw Lion King today with his kids. And he
yes.
was like, man, it was pretty good. You should go see it. And I said, well, Mitch is going to go see it with his
Yeah.
kids today, so we'll talk about it on the podcast tonight. Tell me why you didn't like it.
Okay, well, to put it simply, for the people around our age group and even the younger people like
So
my
90s
kids,
kids, basically.
they've been shown the original Lion King.
Yeah.
Everybody loves the Lion King. If you don't love it, you just don't like it. That's
Yeah,
fair enough.
that's
You're probably not
fair
going to
enough.
see this one.
Yeah.
Now, the original Lion King
Mm.
is so good because it is based off emotion.
Yeah, that's
you
right.
get attached to the characters. You get their facials, their expressions,
Yep.
the tone of the voice and that. I understand wanting to make live action versions of their movies, but when it's completely CGI, which it is, as real as it looks, and I will say one of the positives for this movie is the graphics are phenomenal.
So
It
special
looks-
effects are off the fucking
It
chain.
looks
yeah.
real. It really does
That's
look
good.
real.
That's good. Well, what else?
There are still flaws. Like, you
Yeah.
see animals running, and it looks goofy as fuck sometimes. Like, in the opening scene where Simba's about to get raised up by Rafiki,
Yeah.
you know, the giraffes are running up, and it looks fucking dog shit. But, okay, so all that aside, the special effects are amazing.
Well, they looked bloody good.
But when you have a live-action version of an animal-based solely movie,
Yeah.
they cannot convey emotion at
Oh,
all.
man. See, the thing that makes emotion so powerful is that it's such a human feeling.
Exactly.
But in the original, where obviously being completely cartoon and animated,
Completely
you
cartoon
know, they can stretch
animated.
their faces and they can make these animals do anything that regular animals and lions
Exactly.
and zebras
Something
and
as
giraffes
simple as Timon when he like freaks out or and screams and stuff. His
Yeah.
whole body goes stiff in the air and oh my god and like just something as simple as that. In the
Yeah.
original one, Scar, when he's angry, you see the scowl on his face and
The animation was so good.
grin goes up to his eyes,
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
with anger and fear and stuff. And then
And
when
Jeremy Irons is great.
exactly. And then when Mustafa dies
Mustafa.
in the first one as well, you see Simba and he's got the like,
Mufasa.
his face, he's welling up, his face is dropping,
Yeah,
you know,
you can-
his
you
ears
can-
are back and all that.
You can see the emotion.
All these animals had one facial expression.
Mhm.
They tried to get it in the eyes, but it was
Yeah, no good.
no, not even close.
Do you feel the movie would have gotten away with obviously keeping the special effects and the visual style that they went with, but expressing more and stretching the face out
I
and by
reckon
moving the mouth?
they would have had to have tried that and
You
gone, that
reckon?
looks fucking shit.
Yeah.
Like, I reckon they
Yeah,
would have had to have
probably.
tried it with live action special effects that they used
Yep.
and had the bigger facial expressions, but it just looks so stupid. Like, that's what I
So they've
think
toned it back
would
to
have
be more
happened.
realistic.
So literally, it's very realistic.
Yeah.
The first thing I said when I walked out was, that looked like an awkwardly narrated documentary.
There's no David Attenborough in this bitch.
No, that's what I mean. It looked like somebody. If they took the mouths, which do move, of course, for the talking,
Yeah.
if they took that out of it, it would literally be like somebody just dubbed a documentary.
Yeah, right. Well, that goes to show
like
how
good the special effects
good it
looked,
was, yeah.
But at the same time, it had
Yeah.
zero connection to me.
Ah, well.
Like half an hour in, I'm like, I don't feel shit about
Yeah.
this.
Was
and then the big
this-
Mustafa scene dying and that,
Yeah.
I'm like, he's got the same face as when he woke up this morning. Like,
So
literally.
do you feel that the overall lack of animated emotion was the fundamental flaw of this movie?
Yes.
Or was it... You know, this has got a stellar cast, and they're all great
It's cast-
voice actors.
Oh, that like I said about the quality of the CGI,
yeah.
the voice acting, in particular, John Oliver, Billy Eichner, and Seth Rogen, those three, they were fantastic. They had me. They actually got me to react to something. They made me laugh multiple
that's
times.
good.
Those three guys are very
what you
funny.
want
John
out of a
Oliver
joke.
replacing Rowan Atkinson. I was iffy on, but John Oliver carried that. He was fantastic.
Yeah, he's
There
good.
were also some very key scenes from the first one that they couldn't do because they were too cartoony.
Yeah,
like in the
right.
first one when Zazu.
Yep.
Yeah, Zazu's in the skeleton cage after Scar captures him right at the start and that, and he's like, "I've got a lovely bunch of coconuts." Yeah, can't do that because it's
Yeah,
not
right.
it's not real.
Yeah,
you know.
right.
There's a particular point at the end of the first one when Pumbaa is like, and Timon, they're trying to distract the hyenas and
the
that, and they're like,
dancing,
I can't remember what they say, but
That doesn't happen.
that scene, they tried something and then immediately stopped it. Like they had something that was just a little bit unrealistic and then immediately stopped.
Yeah, right, okay.
And also Pumbaa,
Yep.
fair enough, he's a warthog. Fair enough, it's a real, but he was skinny.
Yeah.
Like he was a warthog, but he wasn't fat. Like he didn't have the belly.
Like in the cartoon,
and
that
he
was
looked
it.
gross.
Oh,
because
really?
He's a fucking warthog.
Yeah. There was no
It's
charm
just-
to it.
Like
Yeah.
this. If we're talking pretzels, I'm talking -10.
Really?
The
So-
whole time I'm like, this is crap.
So the
I
special
could
effects are
not-
good, the cast is good, and the voice acting is good, but because they couldn't convey the correct emotion,
No.
it ruined it for you.
Absolutely, it was
Man.
like I was watching a dodgy documentary.
Did you want to know what the budget of this thing was?
I'm gonna guess
Yeah.
150 mil.
Nope. 260.
Holy fuck, Disney, you fucking retards. Sorry.
And you said it
Wow.
came out today, right? Guess
Yeah.
what the box office is so far?
I'm gonna guess at least 250.
Million.
Yeah.
For one day.
Oh, one day. Sorry, 50.
54. So very close.
Thanks. Yeah. Well, I will say when I went to buy tickets, there was like maybe 10 seats in each session available. Like so people had already pre-bought that
Yeah.
many.
So.
And one thing that pissed me off, okay, so people will enjoy this movie. I get
Yeah.
that. The nostalgic people will immediately, they know the story,
Yeah,
so they can
absolutely.
immediately in their head connect the emotion
Yeah,
to it.
yep.
So there are people who are going to enjoy it in that sense. They'll see it, they know what the cues are to feel emotional, to feel attached and that, and they'll enjoy it.
Well, it's a classic.
But-
yeah.
This movie, when I saw it, when the lights came on, people clapped.
Oh, idiots.
And I got so mad.
this
because
is nothing
I'm
you
like,
haven't
you
seen before
fucking
already.
idiot.
Yeah, right.
Why are you clapping for this? That movie didn't
People
feel
don't-
shit.
People don't clap
This
often.
movie could honestly go down as very well received, very well.
Probably
It
will,
may
yeah.
win awards for graphics and CGIs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But as a whole, it's shit. If you haven't seen the first one, you will not attach to this.
Yeah,
at all.
right.
It's terrible.
And the original still holds up, man. 1994, but it still holds
it's
up.
really good. I would have been
Yeah.
happy if they did a remake of it cartoon.
Yeah,
Just do
that
a
would've been fine.
cartoon remake. I would have happily seen that. I would have cried again. This one did nothing for me. I've told you before, I'm a big emotional crier in TVs
Yeah,
and movies.
yeah. You are.
I heard the cues and I was like, no,
No.
no.
See, at the moment, according to Rotten Tomatoes, it only holds an approval rating of about 59%, and that's only based on 160 odd reviews.
Yeah.
So
IMDb, last time I checked, was 5.2.
yeah,
That's
so
shit.
this is a fucking massive movie with Jon Favreau as the director and like an amazing cast.
Oh, yeah.
With all that being said, it's not doing well. It's been labeled as artless, joyless, soulless.
Exactly.
You know, like it's
And I
so
will say as well, in the cartoon version as well, the interactions between the animals physically, like the fighting and all that,
yeah.
it was obviously a lot more violent in the cartoon, but
Which is
because
weird.
This one's real. It didn't look real because I'm pretty sure
right.
a lion will tear that animal's face off.
Yeah,
Kind of.
they're not
going
going
to
to do it in a kids' movie, but in a live-action
when,
lion
like
movie.
when Nala and Simba were play fighting as cubs, even it was just like tap.
Tap, tap.
You know, like I'm like, no, lions don't do that.
Yeah,
Have you seen
no.
cubs play?
Yeah,
I got home and my 2 dogs, who were like 2 and 9 months old.
Yeah, I'm sure they were
Exactly.
trying
They
to
were
rip
like
each other
ripping at
apart.
each other's hair and stuff, and I'm like, the lions literally just like kind of mucked around and like tap.
Tapper.
Yeah. So honestly, people, it's gonna make its budget. It's gonna make money. It's gonna make huge box office numbers.
Well,
but
Disney, yeah,
I
of
would
course,
say
and
save
people-
yourself the torture.
Yeah,
Unless you were that glued.
Yeah.
Unless you were that glued to the original, where you know the emotional cues and you'll feel it.
yeah.
Go for it. But
Yeah, but
honestly,
even-
I've seen the original, and this one did
Yeah,
fucking nothing.
yeah. See, I know your kids are obviously very young,
Mm-hmm.
and they don't have anywhere near as much, like cinema thought process like we do. Hence the podcast,
Yep.
obviously. And they're obviously way too young to be able to develop strong opinions on anything because they can change their
Yeah.
opinions at the drop of a hat. Being
course.
kids. What did they think of it?
Well, that's intriguing because for the first half of the movie, my son was glued to it. He got very emotional when Mustafa died.
yeah,
Mustafa? Yeah.
Mufasa.
Mufasa. Sorry, my apologies.
Yeah, I say Mustafa all the time. Don't
No,
worry about it.
exactly. When he got very emotional when he died, but he's also a big animal kid,
Oh,
so
that's
he
good,
likes
man.
animals.
Yeah,
So that was understandable. My daughter,
Yeah, right.
who's 3, we went and saw Toy Story 4,
Yep.
Secret Life of Pets 2. Didn't budge, didn't cause a stir. Within 15 minutes, is it finished yet? Can we
Really?
go home?
she fucking hated it.
She played under the seats in
That's
front
mad.
because nobody was there.
Yeah.
Just the whole time, and I'm like, that's
Well,
fine.
these
no
movies
worries.
aren't made for kids
my,
of this
my
generation.
son as well. Like I said, he got emotionally attached, like when Mufasa died.
Yeah.
But within 20 minutes, he was doing the same thing. He was just like, I'm over it. Got
Right,
bored.
but you stuck it out.
I had to. I had to.
Fuck,
to
I've got
because
this fucking podcast that I've already paid for.
pretty much.
Yeah.
But at the same time, yeah. So it didn't hold their attention as well as the other 2. They stayed in the seats and just watched start to finish. This one,
this movie's not made for them. It's made for us.
yeah, it is.
And that's the problem.
Exactly, and that's
Yeah,
why.
right.
That's why it's going to make its money, and that's why there will be people. I will say there will be quite a few people who are attached to the first one that will enjoy this. But
Yeah.
personally, I fucking hated this.
Yeah, right. Well, if you've got choices to go out this weekend and go see a movie, this weekend and a few weekends
Go
coming
and see
up,
Crawl.
if you've got the option to go see Lion King or Crawl, go see Crawl.
If you're standing at the cinema going, what do I feel? Crawl.
Go watch
Yeah,
the movie
Crawl.
about alligators ripping into each other instead of
Exactly.
the
You'll
other
see
movie
some
about-
actual CGI animals make it real contact.
Yeah,
yeah.
rather
Instead
than-
of just play fighting, tap a tap.
Yeah. Well.
Sorry, I feel like that dragged.
No, you're right, man. I think it was a very well in-depth, review of The Lion King.
Yeah.
I think we
was
should
just
kick it off on to our next segment.
Oh, okay. Oh, I guess it's time for Yaas.
Or,
Pass.
or,
Excited.
or,
Big blooded.
Blooded.
Oh, well done. That's the first time we actually nailed that.
Very good.
Good job. All
And I'm
right.
3 glasses deep, so I'm doing pretty well.
Hell yeah.
We are doing well.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right. So the first one this week is The Lion King. What's your thoughts, Dylan?
Yes. Wait, I was about to say yes.
I know.
As I drunkenly pour myself another
No,
glass.
we won't go into it too much more because I just spent a long time ripping into it. So mine's clearly a pass.
Blooded. Yep.
Yeah. So you're not interested either?
Nope.
Okay. All right. No, no worries. Sorry,
on.
I was actually looking at the TCTB DTC notes that I had.
Oh, really?
And I was like, oh, the Lion King crawl? What?
Now, you've mentioned this over the past few
Yep.
episodes, and this next segment's not going to take very long at all, because, as you've mentioned, there's really not a lot going on this week.
No, the next two are
If we were to see another movie sometime relatively soon, it'll most likely be Stuba.
Did we do Stuber and Yaas or Pass?
We
last week?
did.
We
I'm
did?
certain.
Okay, good. I was just making sure.
Yeah,
But yeah,
we
no,
did that.
absolutely.
We both
if,
said it was
if this
gonna be
weekend
good.
we have time, we're going to see Stuber.
Yeah, okay, done.
Seriously, it can actually, honestly, dude, Saturday, like 9:30, we want to go see Stuber?
Yeah, that's fine.
Like a late one? Or
Yeah.
you okay with a later one?
Saturday.
Yeah?
Saturday. Yeah, that should be fine.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Alright, cool.
done.
Anyway, moving on. Yeah, okay, so literally, I apologize for the fans of Yaas or Pass. This week is dog crap, okay? Lion King, we just went through. Pass. Ugh. Anyway,
Pass, Yep.
the next one we have is a wonderful documentary. Seriously, this week is shit coming out of the movies. Yeah, big time. Apollo 11.
Wait, what?
Apollo 11.
Do you
It's
know
a documentary, a look at the Apollo 11 mission to land on the moon, led by Commander Neil Armstrong and pilots Buzz Aldrin and Michael Collins.
Do you know why that's coming out this weekend?
Why? I
Because
assume
this
it's an
week-
anniversary.
Because this weekend is the 50th anniversary of the moon landing.
There you go.
But you know what else sucks about this
Oh,
weekend?
no.
See, my grandfather
We're
who
going to
lives
see
in... my grandfather who's been living in New Zealand,
Yeah.
he worked on the radio towers in Canberra
Oh.
during that, and he's flying over.
Really?
Myself, my granddad, my brother, and my father are all supposed to travel to Canberra
Yeah.
this weekend to go there to celebrate it. To visit, of course, as well, and to see where he worked at the time. But because I recently just started this new job, I couldn't take the time off to go
Wait,
down.
Go where? Go.
To Canberra with them to celebrate it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Oh, to Canberra.
Yeah, but the moon
No,
landing
I know.
itself.
That's pretty cool, man.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
damn. I'm sorry, man.
Fuck it. I mean, I even looked at flights, to fly
Yeah.
there Friday night and fly home Sunday
Yeah.
afternoon, be ready for work on Monday, But
Oh,
like,
that's disappointing. Well,
so
well
that's why
done
the
to your
movie's coming out.
granddad.
Man,
And
him,
hope-
man. He could write a book. He could write a podcast of his own, Like he's
Okay, all right.
But, yeah,
no,
he
your
was
dad and your brother
involved.
are going down there?
I would assume so. I mean, my father's
Yeah, of
definitely
course.
going down with him, but I'm
Yeah,
pretty
no.
sure my brother is too, yeah. But yeah.
There you go. So it's coming out in time.
Yeah, I'm give that a pass because I'm not going to go see that at the movies.
Yeah.
But I would be interested personally to watch that myself at a later
I
stage.
was going to say, see, that's the thing. When a documentary comes out at the movies, I have zero interest in it. I don't
Yeah,
want
I don't
to
wanna
see
see
a
a
documentary
documentary.
at the movies. I want to
Yeah.
see a movie,
Yeah, I want to go there to be special
So-
effects and
But
explosions.
if this comes out on
and stuff,
Netflix
yeah.
or something and was just on TV, it's interesting as hell.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
it's a
right.
freaking moon landing. Whether you think it's real or not doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
yeah. Fuck you,
Exactly,
beliefs, I
that's
don't
right.
care.
So yeah, no, I'm going to give that one a pass as well, unfortunately.
Yep, so am I. Yeah, fair enough.
And okay, we've had a great history with these ones,
Okay.
Dilla. I just have to pull up the page because it took me 3 pages to find an actual bio on it. Because the last time I did one of these, I was like, "Oh, did you want to hear the plot?
Oh, here we go.
Do you know what about this movie and a plot?" Yeah. All right. So the
Yeah,
last
all right.
movie that we have for the week, and it is coming out at Glendale this
Okay.
week. So it is actually coming out in Australian theaters this Thursday, Friday. Adas Karan. It is another Bollywood production.
Okay.
And also, when I found this bio for the actual story behind it,
Yeah.
I read it and was like, "Ha! I knew it." Several generations of a family struggle to live together in harmony in this Punjabi Indian
You
domestic
got there.
drama, written, directed, and starring Jippy Grewal.
That's a sick name. Jippy Grewal.
Jippy Grewal. Jippy Grewal.
It's even G-I-P-Y.
It is.
That's
It's Jippy,
mad.
like Jippy. Yeah. So, I think I already know. Oh, look at that. There's an ad for the Lion King above it. Of course there is.
Yeah.
So, Adas Karan. What are your thoughts, Dylan?
See, I'm not Indian. I'm not Indian.
No.
So,
I thought it was Dylan Brockle Punjabi. Oh, man.
Brockle Punjabi.
Yeah. Sorry. I'm
so-
still mad about the Lion King.
So we've both had a documentary which we're kind of interested in, but at the same time we both don't really care about it. We've had an Indian film which is probably fine on its own right,
I'm sure. Yeah.
but I'm not going to see it.
No. No.
So that's 2 passes.
Yeah, that's another pass. I'm sorry. If I'm going to see a foreign movie at the movies, it's going to be a grisly horror movie.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Does that happen often?
No.
Right. So
But
I'm not
I did find out this week during the studies for Yaas or Pass that
Studies.
basically each week in Australia there's about 3 foreign films that come out.
Yeah. Right.
Legit. And they're all different as well.
If
The
we're going to
one
be doing
right-
Yaas or Pass, we should really keep an eye out for the horrors if they come.
That's
like
what I
the
mean.
foreign
Well,
ones.
this new website that I've found, I'll give them a shout out, flicks.com.au. They
Cool.
have the entire list of every movie coming out on every date that it comes out in Australia.
Yeah. Right.
And there's actually quite a few foreign ones. Like next week alone,
Yeah.
there is Tokyo Ghouls. Oh! I might have just accidentally found one. Anyway, we might save that for next week. But there's
Yeah,
the
okay,
Pilgrim's
sweet.
Progress as well. There's Chal Merapat, Dancing Elephant.
Okay.
Like there is so many foreign films that come out each week in Australia.
So is this just Australia or worldwide?
This one's flicks.com.au. So
Right, okay.
there
So I'd
might be a
assume that
Flicks
it's Australia.
version for your country, but yeah, there's this one as well. I did just see another one that is coming out this week, but I'm not sure about it. I'm going to quickly just look this up.
what is
I
it?
apologize for the delay, people, but there's a
Come
chance
on.
that there might be a.
What is it?
Oh no!
What is it?
It's foreign.
What?
No, it's not.
What do you mean?
There is a
What is it?
movie coming out this week. I don't know if it's coming out to our theaters, but
Right.
it's definitely coming out in Australia this week. It's called The White Crow.
The White Crow.
Yeah.
Is about what?
It is the story of Rudolf Nyrev's defection to the West. I don't know what that means,
You know what?
but Ralph Fiennes is in it.
Oh,
Exactly.
okay. So he's great.
Exactly, that's right. And yeah, I assume it is somewhat foreign because the other actors, Oleg Invikov, I assume it's Russian, Louis Hoffman, Adele I'm sorry, pass.
Yeah. You know, Ray Fiennes is
sorry.
good, but I feel like it's one of those.
It's got something to do with ballet as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
All right,
I'm good.
moving
I'm
on.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you know,
Yeah.
there's been 2.5 Yaas or passes this week.
Well, also remember the Lion King was a part of this shithole of a segment. That was a terrible one. I apologize for Yaas or Pass fans like
Well-
myself.
Well, I don't know about you, Mitchell, but I'm getting a bit thirsty, man.
Oh, are you?
Sure am.
Well, I've forgotten the
what time is it?
I've forgotten
I
the lead in.
think that
Oh, right.
these recommendations
Oh, yeah. I
are
forgot how
making me thirsty.
There we go. All right, I'll let you have this week. Well done. That was good.
Thank you. Well,
Yes.
you did say you wanted to go first this week.
No, I said that I would go first because you're very excited about yours, aren't you?
Yes.
And it's a little bit left field, which I'm excited about. You didn't
Yep.
tell me what it was, so I'm very intrigued.
Well, I've pretty much written a script for mine, which I'm about to go through right now, and I'm keen as.
Well, I've been talking probably 85% of this episode so far, just rambling about shit. So it's,
Okay.
that's fine with you. Is this the list of?
no, that's not it. That's something completely different. But I've done my
Yeah.
very best to write down everything that I wanted to say about this without going through and spoiling the whole thing for you. Well,
yeah.
this is what happens, and this happens, and this happens, and this happens.
Yeah.
I'm only giving away a tiny little bit of my recommendation, but
Yeah.
I'll let you go first.
No, okay. Well, mine.
Take it away!
Take it away! Well, mine this week. Normally, as you've seen with my recommendations, I get very passionate, very in depth with them and
You
stuff
do.
like that. This one came
Which
to
is
me
good.
last week, and it's a film I haven't seen in probably about 5 years.
Okay.
Screw you.
Yeah.
It is a French film,
Oh, yes.
and I very much enjoy my French accent. All right, that's enough of that. I apologize. The only other times I'm going to be getting my French on is when I do the names. This one is called The Intouchables.
The Intouchables.
Yes, not Untouchables.
Okay.
The Intouchables, or as it's in its French title, Intouchables.
Intouchable.
Yes, The Intouchables. Now, it is a very dramatic, heart-wrenching story. I'll just give you a brief rundown, and then we'll get into the cast and the director and what I think of the film. After he becomes a quadriplegic from a paragliding accident, an aristocrat hires a young man from the projects to be his caregiver.
Okay.
So it's a classic odd couple story where you have this wealthy man. He becomes a paraplegic, so he's paralyzed from the neck down.
Yep.
He needs a caregiver, and for some reason, he takes a liking to this guy from basically the hood.
Right.
And he is a black man, acted by Omar Sy.
Omar Sy.
Omar Sy? Doesn't ring a bell? He's actually, this was like kind of a break into
How old is this
Hollywood.
movie?
2011.
Oh, okay. So it's fairly recent.
No, that's right, exactly. It's about 8 years old now. He was in Jurassic World. He was the caretaker with Chris Pratt in The Cage, the black guy.
I saw that movie once.
Yeah, okay. Well, he's in X-Men Days of Future Past as Bishop.
I'm still catching up.
Transformers, he plays the voice of Hot Rod.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, but so he from this movie he did get quite a few roles out
So
of
he's
it.
done
But
quite a
Omar
lot,
Sy,
yeah.
so he's done much better. And the main character Philippe is Francois Cluzet.
Not very good.
Exactly, you wouldn't know him. Nobody else would know him. But in France, he's like
Massive.
6 movies a year. Like he's a big deal. But anyway, so this movie, start to finish, you can't take your eyes off it. Because
Right.
you're reading subtitles. Ha that's a joke. But no, legitimately, thank you. But as a drama, you really cannot take your eyes off this film. It is a beautiful picture. It is an incredible story.
Yep.
It's just the perfect odd couple, and man, the tears were flowing frequently on this one. Like it's
Yeah, right.
so
So emotional.
it's
Yeah.
so emotional, it's so heartwarming, it's so touching.
Yeah.
It's just a beautiful fucking story. And
See, ladies and gentlemen, this is coming from a horror fan.
no,
so
that's right, exactly. Like
Yeah.
I sat there and bawled my eyes out watching this French movie, and it truly is.
Were you crying in French?
Oh, wee wee. Yes. It's
Crying into your baguette.
It seriously is an incredible story, and man, like, it has you on the edge of your seat in such an emotional way, not in a scare way or anything like that.
So when you say you're like on your seat, on the edge of your seat in an emotional way, what do you mean? Like, is there the threat of death, or is it?
There is health scares and things like that as well. So, but even then, it's not threatening. But you become so attached to both the characters, both Philippe and Driz, is the Omar Sy from the projects. Those guys, and just seeing the evolution of, like, you know, him
Their
being
friendship?
a tough hood guy, this
okay.
aristocrat being like, no, you're more than what you think you are, kind of thing.
Yeah,
you know?
very
like,
cool.
You know, like, come, you know, I'll give you a job, like, be my caregiver, you know, and just
Learn
take
a
care
few
of me
things.
and that,
Grow.
and try
Yeah.
exactly like seeing him from the projects. Take care of him whilst at fancy parties and that, and it's like his evolution into like a mature man because he's having a rough time, kind of thing. And it's truly the Intouchables, people. I have a Blu-ray copy, man. If you ever feel like you want to watch a French cry movie, French cry movie, I will lend you my Blu-ray, and I will happily sit there with you and watch you cry.
And we can eat cheese and wine.
I was thinking more baguettes, but okay, as long as I have my beret on, I will not care. I am so sorry to any French listeners. Anyway,
They're listening to this going, fuck this. Unsubscribe.
No, they probably did that when I ranted about Lion King and how shit it is for that long. But anyway, my recommendation is The Intouchables, a 2011 French film. It is a funny, heartwarming, emotional rollercoaster ride of a film. And I know that's cliche as fuck, but it truly is. Like, it is a great film. And on the back end of 500 Days of Summer last week, I've got to keep on with the chick flick kind of, it's just a beautiful film. If you find a way to watch The Intouchables, people, get on it. It is truly a beautiful film.
Very good. Well, you've quenched my thirst in terms of recommendations this week, Mitchell. You've done very well.
Thank you. I'm proud of that one.
My recommendation this week is a little bit different than what we've done in the past. I mean, I've mentioned things like comic books and other sort of mediums in the past, but my recommendation this week is not a movie. It's not a TV show.
No.
It's not a comic book. It's not a novel.
Oh my! You've taken off your headphones, so I'm like really freaking out right now.
It's so I can read my
little... It's a new Nerf gun, motherfucker! Yeah.
No, this week it's a podcast.
Whoa!
Now.
Whoa! Yeah.
Now, before you freak out.
It better be TCTP.
Episode 1, Teething Problems.
No, ugh.
Now, this is a very interesting, very high production value quality podcast produced by Marvel and Stitcher. How would I describe it? It's a very dark and atmospheric story podcast.
Okay.
And it's told with a very unique sound design. It's almost like you're like in the story itself. It's very immersive soundscape.
Okay.
It's called Wolverine the Long Night and The Last Trail. There's 2 seasons of it, and they're both 10 episodes long each. The first one's called Wolverine the Long Night, and the second one's called Wolverine The Lost Trail. We're only up to episode 3 out of 10 for this month.
Yeah.
It's called The Lost Trail, but it's... And as I said, like there's 2 seasons, and each season and each episode goes for about 35 to 40 minutes long. So there's a lot.
It's not even that long.
Yeah, but it's not like an audiobook. Do you listen to audiobooks at all?
I have listened to a couple, yeah.
Where they kind of just read the words?
Yeah.
It's not like this at all. It's acted out.
Does it have sound effects as well?
Absolutely.
Oh, wow.
So it's so good where you can tell when they're in a room. You can tell when they're outside. You can tell like when they're walking on leaves or when they're sipping coffee. You know, it's very immersive, and it brings you right in with the soundscaping. It's such a high quality, yeah. You know, and occasionally you can hear like a phone in the background, and it sounds like you're there. You know. They're all speaking in character as well.
Okay.
You know, as I said, it sounds like it's they've ripped the audio from a really good TV show. You know, you don't need the video, like the visualization of it, because the audio quality and the writing style is just that fucking good, man. It's super fascinating, hey?
That was definitely not what I expected.
Yeah.
Yeah, so more or less, it's like you were watching a movie, turned off the screen, kept the audio going, but it's even...
Pretty much.
Better because it's actually produced just for audio.
It's just a podcast.
Wow.
But yeah.
That's awesome.
But yeah, so the thing that really fascinates me, I'm not one to really read a lot of books, you know, like story novels, you know. I've read a few here and there.
But when you're listening to this, you can't see the actors, you can't see the surroundings, you can't see the set. All you can do is listen to it.
There you go.
But as you're listening to it, the visuals play out in your
Yeah,
head
exactly,
as you
yeah.
listen,
Wow.
And there are
Okay.
other podcasts out there just like this one, which,
Yeah.
there's ads in the middle of this one which tell you about some of the
Yeah,
others.
of course.
But it's like you're reading a book, like as the story is being told, you can tell what the characters are interacting with and the kind of environment and
Yeah.
the world that they're within, and it's so fucking immersive.
Wow.
It's definitely not for children either, it's very dark.
Wow.
It's definitely not your big, bright, action-packed, X-Men movie. There's a warning that it's intended for mature audiences, but because it describes the visceral, real violence in detail.
So is there some kind of narration as well?
See, I thought that at first, but it turns out the narration is... It's different moments in time of a particular character saying things in certain moments.
Oh, okay.
And it being very dark and modern, it's the story of Logan. So it's kind of an after
Yeah.
X-Men story as such,
Yeah.
like all of the events of X-Men have already happened. And what I'm about to say about it is I'm only going to give away little snippets of the first 2 episodes, So
Okay.
I have listened to the whole thing.
Okay, as long as you're not reading line for line the script.
No, I'm definitely
Okay,
not
good.
this week. No,
Yeah.
I know I do that often, so I've written it down. So,
Yeah. Okay.
federal police
Mm.
are investigating grisly murders in a small town of Burns, which is in Alaska.
Okay.
So edge of the world kind of deal, far out of the way from any kind of mainland. As they're investigating these murders, which they think is like done by some sort of grizzly bear,
Yeah.
chopped up, cut
Yeah.
up. They also discover there's a cult in town called Aurora as well.
All right.
And like they're recruiting people for an event they call the Long Night. Now, are you familiar with the Long Night in Alaska?
No.
So it's 30 days of night.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay.
It's a real thing.
For
where they
some
have,
reason,
like-
my head immediately
No,
went
no,
to a
you're
knight
right.
in shining armor.
So it doesn't necessarily
Yeah.
happen during that, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
leading
yeah.
up to it where there's a period. So people who don't live in Alaska, who don't know this,
I know
shout out to all the
there's at
listeners.
least a couple listeners.
Shout out to the listeners in Alaska. There's like a period of time where like there's just like extended like periods
right.
of darkness where the sun doesn't rise.
Yeah.
Really fucking weird.
Well, if anybody out there has seen 30 Days of Night, they know what goes on.
yeah,
with
vampires.
Yeah.
But the police interview locals who have
Yeah.
witnessed like the gruesome murders or have connections to the victims of some sorts, and all of the descriptions of like the people of how they've been either injured or killed lead to a short, muscular man who has claws who goes by the name of Logan. And because the story sounds so
Yeah.
bizarre, they're all rejected, thinking it's either a bear or it's this stupid cult thing.
Yeah.
But all evidence leads to this fellow, this strange man who's come into town fairly recently, who somehow has claws, but nobody knows who he is or where he came from. All they know is that he goes by the name of Logan, and the 2 federal officers and 1 local rookie cop.
Yeah.
Like they go about the town investigating bushland, swamps, pubs,
Yeah.
but you can hear all of that.
Oh, that's awesome.
It sounds like
That's
you're
cool.
with them.
Yeah.
And
I'm just curious if they're going to catch Hugh Jackman or not.
so the guy who plays
Oh god.
Logan
Yeah.
is a bloke named Richard Armitage, and he sounds a hell of a lot like
Hugh
Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
It's great. Like you
Nice.
can't, like you can picture it. Like you can
Yeah.
almost put his visual character in this, you know,
Yeah.
while you're thinking about it. It's so good, man. The cast is
No.
really good. I'm not gonna like they're all voice actors,
Yeah, of course. But no, that's awesome.
but yeah, like it's so immersive. It's soundscaping. That's what it's called.
Okay, right.
But like the further they investigate this Logan character, they discover like a house that he's been renting in the little town, and they discover like he sleeps on like a bed of like deer hides, which is like the skin of,
Ooh, that's rude.
and it uses like buckets of water as a sink, and it's cluttered with empty whiskey bottles,
Oh,
stinks
watch
of
out,
sweat and
vegans.
cigars. You know, like he's not right.
Yeah.
But as I said, it's not like a bright, colorful X-Men story. It's a really dark, almost moody horror story, and it's
Yeah.
fucking brilliant, man.
All right, that's awesome,
Yeah.
man. That's way out of left field for our normal recommendations. So
Yeah, you can
And
find it anywhere you get podcasts. Like
Of
I
course.
listen to it on Spotify.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah,
yeah.
so it's
Awesome.
technically free if you have a subscription to any of those Apple Podcasts
Yeah.
and all of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that TCTP podcast. I believe it's available on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube.
Big Summer Plot.
Yeah, nice. Nah,
Um,
that's awesome, man. Yeah, no, good shit.
Yeah, like as I said, like there's like the story sort of intertwines where they're starting to think that it's this cult headed by a bloke named Nicholas Prophet. You know, have you?
Yeah.
You have. I was about to say, have you played Far Cry? You haven't played Far Cry 5, have you? You should. It's really fucking good.
Did you say Fortnite? I think
Fuck you,
so.
man. Far Cry. But anybody
Yeah.
who's familiar with that game, there's
Yeah.
the main antagonist is a guy named Joseph Seed, and he runs like a cult,
Okay.
and he's talking about the impending end of the world and whatever else.
Yeah.
And spoiler alert for Far Cry 5, it turns out he's right the whole time.
Oh my god, dude! I was about to play that.
Oh man! Well, there's been a sequel that's it's about the aftermath of
Yeah.
the impending doom, yada yada yada. But like,
Seinfeld.
boom, 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 boom. But you know, like the sort of
I
the,
was in the
it's
ball.
very similar
Yeah.
in terms of like this cult that they're sort of investigating. But
Yeah.
I'm not going to spoil any more like of the major
No.
story beats. As I said, everything I've just revealed, you get in like the first 2 episodes.
Mm.
But it takes a turn here, there, everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Is there twists?
there is very twisty.
Oh,
Very twisty.
what a twist!
What a twist! Yeah.
Very good. No, that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
I was a little bit taken aback when you said it was a podcast recommendation, but considering the context of it,
Yeah.
that sounds awesome. Fuck yeah.
So you can, as I said, you can find it anywhere.
I feel like there's other ones out there like this that I just never even thought of it being a market. Like actually
Yeah.
acting out like the old radio shows where they would, you know, on tonight's episode of Johnny and the Bear, the bear goes scuba diving whilst Johnny tries to find his watch. Yeah, and it's like,
Yeah.
hey Bear, have you seen my watch? And then it's like, I've gone scuba diving. And then they have sound effects, you know, like back in the
voice
old
acting,
days, and and the family would sit around the radio.
Chances of anything
Yeah.
coming from Mars is 1,000,000 to 1, he said. So that's War of the Worlds, 1930.
Oh
whatever
right,
it
yeah,
was.
exactly, but exactly like that. So I didn't even think of that ever making a comeback.
Yeah,
But,
man.
I mean, hey,
Like, after listening to this,
Shit, yeah.
I've been trying to track down others. I haven't found any so far that have been quite the same.
Yeah.
But, oh man, it's got such a high production value as well.
Fuck
as,
yeah.
as well. I put my headphones back on.
Apex.
It's almost as good as TCTP, Two Company Three's podcast.
I know our audio quality is fucking amazing, and oh my god, it's so good. Yeah,
You can hear all the sniffles.
yeah, exactly.
But that's it for my recommendation. It's called Wolverine.
Just keeping up.
Wolverine the Long Night and Wolverine the Last Trail is out now everywhere you get podcasts.
Nice.
After you've listened to the latest episode of Two's Company, Three's a Podcast, you should go check it out.
Well, actually, if they're at this stage of the podcast right now, they have literally just listened to the latest episode of
Yes, they are.
episode 13. What a
Episode
train wreck.
13, yeah. Well, thank you everybody so much for listening.
Yeah.
Mitch, have you got anything else you want to input into this episode?
Make sure you check out the Facebook page. We have a Twitter as well that neither of us look at. But yeah, no, we are available obviously on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and YouTube. Big Summer Blood. And we've just discussed recently that. Wait, did I say this at the beginning of the episode about tax money and getting a camera?
Yes, you did.
Okay, cool. Look forward to that. Look forward to making some content for the YouTube channel. I'm very excited for that. But as I was saying about my first solo Fortnite win, right?
Yep.
So I landed to get a fort bite over on the edge of the map.
A what?
And a fort bite? My chair almost broke. Oh, I shouldn't be so relaxed about this. But yeah, I landed on the edge of the map to get a fort bite. A
Okay.
fort bite. You collect it to get a skin. And
Continue.
okay, and I landed and I hit the fucking music, Dylan. I'm not talking about Fortnite this much. I totally want to, but I'm not going to.
My name is Dylan, along with
Uh-huh.
my co-host.
Minem. We'll
You
go
can
with
find us
that.
on Spotify,
Spotify,
Apple Podcasts, and
and
YouTube. Big Summer Blowout. Cheers for listening.
Yeah, cheers, brah. Bye. This week on Johnny and the Bear. What was that giggle?